Let's see if we can find it. Looks like we're live there.
Hello.
We out there for everybody to hear?
Looks like it so far.
Like it or not, here we come, huh?
Yeah, bring us in.
Oh, that's why I picked that open. Let's see. Here. Let's see if we pop up here. I haven't hit record. We're just live goofing off right now. What's up, everybody? We're just
Testing.
putting all the ducks in a row real quick.
All you millions of people, hold tight.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
This is something we're trying different this time. Did that work? There it goes.
So I should pull out my phone and see how I'm doing in the league this week.
You don't even know?
Dude, Thanksgiving was yesterday, all right? So everything was like getting ready for Thanksgiving, getting everything ready, and then we had cooking all day yesterday, and family left late, and today spent like 4 hours on online shopping. That's fun. Yeah, I'm ready for a drink and talk a little football.
I got some laugh at cloud moments. Some football.
The Megalodon Show.
I haven't done my research at all. I haven't listened to that.
I listened to that. So. But I told him I listened to the podcasts and stuff, so I'm up to date on podcasts. But I feel like I should be doing more work than that now. Like I feel like I need to be watching the games and stuff like that. Right. Actually using my Game Pass for more than just watching the Cowboy game.
Oh, you have a Game Pass?
I do.
How much does it cost you?
God, I forget. I want to say it's like $130 over.
And do you get your game live, or
you get whatever they're showing locally live, and then when the game ends, you get access to the.
Then you get all the replays and everything.
Yeah, and then it takes a couple of days to get the what are they? Excuse me, the coach's film.
Try turning off the white light up there, please, or aiming it up. Just turn it off first. Let's try that. All right, okay. How's that? I think that looks. You got it right there too now. So that worked. A slight delay, but it's there nonetheless. Ready?
Nope. Hold on.
Damn, that shit just evaporated, that ice.
Oh, that's right. That turd you traded me laid an egg this week.
I'm sorry?
That turd you traded me.
Yeah,
Which turd?
Don't trade
Manuel
me,
Sanders.
I've traded a lot of turds this year. I traded a lot of pumpkins.
I thought I got you with that trade, but you got me to start Manuel Sanders 2 weeks in a row, and you shit the bed both times. So
I didn't make you do it.
Way to go.
I didn't make you do that. Don't put that on me.
All right, ready? You guys ready?
Yep.
All right, everyone. This is Fantasy Football on Fridays with Ken and Cloud, and sometimes Tequilla Bryan. Woo-hoo. First time here. Tequilla Bryan, say hi. Introduce yourself, please.
Hello. Bryan here. Big-time fantasy football player. Been playing for 20 years. Been playing really well, except for my first year and this year. So there you go.
Like this guy's big time. So
what place are you in right now? Let me see.
Right now, I'm not in a good. I need to put some wins together here.
You're in ninth. Is that right?
Oh man.
So. Look like I'm flirting right outside playoff status. Hopefully some teams go down this week.
I'm doing a little better than that myself, actually.
So I think we can start with, something that I was thinking about, over the week. We call it Laugh with Cloud moments. And the first one, me and Kenny might have talked about this on the first week, was I drafted Lamar Jackson. And I held on to him this entire time.
Waiting for the Stafford bye.
Waiting for the bye week.
Mm-hmm.
and he didn't play because he got sick.
Yeah, it was glorious. It was so good.
I still hope all you
Fantasy
guys,
football is the best for stuff like that. It really is.
Yep. Mess with your plans every time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I hope your guys' quarterbacks break their legs.
Too late. My guy just already exceeded projections last night.
My guy's like 40. So
What are you gonna do?
He was throwing too many touchdown passes, dude. I was hoping they would stop so my kicker would get a chance to kick.
No,
some
he
field
doesn't do
goals.
that.
I guess not.
Josh Allen doesn't stop for anybody.
One time they went on 4th down, and then I was like, okay, they're gonna go. We went on 4th down.
What did you trade for him again? Sorry, what did you trade for Josh Allen again?
I gave up too much for Josh Allen. Like I gave up. So the deal was, and I thought I was winning this deal, like on the running back side too. I gave up DJ Moore. It's ultimately DJ Moore, but I gave up DJ Moore and Austin Eckler, and got back Antonio Gibson and Josh Allen. Okay. And so like and Gibson's had a couple of good weeks, and I've been good. I've been smart about the starts, and I've gotten the good weeks, and I've avoided the bad ones. Like I didn't start him last week. I mean, I didn't really win that one because fucking Jimmy Garoppolo can't complete a fucking pop pass, and Jeff Wilson didn't outscore Antonio Gibson, but if he catches that 5-yard pass or whatever it was, I look like a genius again. So,
Right.
Anyway, that was the deal. I lost Austin Eckler in that deal. So,
A little rough, but yeah.
yeah.
You got the number 1 quarterback, so.
Yeah, I did. I got my guy. And that's the thing is like everybody's talking streaming quarterbacks, and it's fun. It's good. It's good fun for me. Like, but I haven't really had to because in my other leagues I have Brady. So
Newton, baby.
yeah, I feel this guy right here. You know what's tickling me? So laugh at cloud moments. Like this tickles Ken. Will be another one, I guess. Like Darnell Mooney. I've been watching Darnell Mooney all year long because of that stupid fucking trade. And
Fantastic
trade. There was an awful. Okay, so here's what I ultimately said about the trade about 8 weeks ago now. Okay, like the final time I talked to them, and it was about the trade. The final time they've mentioned the trade, so that's good. I think it was a stupid trade, but ultimately I believe that Mooney would be worth more than Kyler Murray, and we're there.
Well, this week.
No,
yes, but
no. Look at the last
rest
month.
of season.
No, yeah, absolutely.
Oh well, there's a bet I'd love to put on the board there.
Put it on the board. Put it on the board. Here we go. First bet on the board. So we're trying something now. We're going to put our bets on the board.
Now hold on. We have to I've been on this one for a while. Like I believe that Mooney was the most valuable piece, and at the end of the season in that trade. And for a while, it didn't look like it was going to happen. But
because of quarterback play.
Yeah, because of quarterback play. But Mooney himself has been awesome. Now Allen Robinson's hurt. So, like, the last game was 15 targets. Uh-huh. So, Mooney at 10 targets a game, oh, yeah. All day, I'll take Mooney over Kyler Murray. I mean, like, you're going to take a number 2 wide receiver over any quarterback.
Well, hold on.
Over any quarterback. Like,
we're not. So how are we going to?
We can't condition it. We can't condition it that way.
So okay.
On a trade.
So here's and that's what I'm saying is we have to like clarify what how exactly Darnell Mooney or Kyler Murray would be worth more than the other one, right?
Straight up points.
No, you can't do that. That's not even because that's not right. Quarterbacks score more points than wide receivers. That's silly.
Nah, not all the time.
No, not all the time is not a good argument. On average, like the top 15 quarterbacks outscore everybody else.
Kyler Murray has not played.
Okay.
Right? So he gets a goose egg in that trade.
I agree with that, but if we're talking about like points per game basis. So like for me,
I wouldn't think
if
of it
like
that
rest
way.
of season, Darnell Mooney is a top 24 receiver, which means he's a number 2, right?
Okay.
If he's a top 24 and Kyler Murray is anything less than a top 5.
Ooh, that's putting all the onus on my side of the bet.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Darnell Mooney has to be a top 24 wide receiver in the playoffs, like through the rest of the season.
I think you should just be pointing straight up.
Huh? Take it off the board.
Personally, myself.
Like points.
Now, I'm a rookie fantasy player. Okay, so let's clarify this.
Yeah.
I'm a rookie fantasy player, but from my perspective, If he's not playing,
who's the
then
highest
he's got
scoring
0
wide receiver?
points. If he's not
It's
playing,
Cooper Kupp, right?
Yep.
Okay, where does Cooper Kupp rank in overall points scored?
Don't know offhand, but
you want to just know how many points he
he's not
scored?
number one.
Is that what you're saying?
He's not going to be number one. He's not even going to be in the top 10.
He's got 258 points.
I know that. I know about how many points he has. My question is, like,
Well, for those who didn't know,
That was me.
Yeah.
I am doing a recording. People will listen someday. As of right now, he's got 258 points.
where are we?
But what I was saying was, like, I don't think Kyler Murray played last week, right? So he laid a big goose egg of 0 points.
For sure.
So in that sense, you won the trade that week because who was the other guy we're arguing about?
Yeah, but
Mooney or whatever his name
But
is.
when we're talking about trades, you're talking about like for the whole season, and so far, like Mooney has been a more valuable piece than Kyler Murray on like 3 weeks.
All right, so let's put it this way. Every week that Kyler Murray's top 6, I get a point, and every week that Murray is top 15, you get a point. And whoever gets the most points wins the bet.
Wait
End
a
of
minute.
year.
Hold on. You mean Mooney? You
Sorry, what did I say?
You said Murray both times. So
You
take
gotta
his
listen,
drink
you gotta
away.
listen to
So-
what's in my head.
Okay, so Murray.
hold on, Mooney. Like, give me like top 20.
Wait,
come
hold
on,
on.
man.
Mooney?
I said number 2, and I said
Mooney?
and what I said about that was that name. I want you to name for me the number 1 receiver, the top 12 guy that you can trade straight across for Josh Allen.
Yeah, I mean,
And the person getting Josh Allen is losing that deal. Like which one of them, which top 12 receiver can you trade straight up for Josh Allen and the guy getting Josh Allen wins? There's not one. And that's what
So if we do it like
and
this,
so that's what I'm saying. And so like the thing is so, and I just did it right now. So what I feel
the thing.
what I feel about that is that in order for you to be a quarterback that is a trade for this guy, give up a piece for this guy, he's got to be top 5, top 6. And I said, and I went down and I said top 6. And if you are going to trade for a top 6 quarterback, like, man, I don't even know if I would give up somebody in the top 20.
right. That's all. Whenever you're trading with a
So that's what.
it's
So
a hard
that. So that.
correlation. I agree.
So that's what. So that's what I'm saying. Now, if you'd given up like a top, now if Mooney was out of the top 30, you win in that trade. You'd absolutely give up your third wide receiver for a fucking start him every week quarterback that's gonna finish in the top 5 a half dozen times.
Yeah, where you draw that line for that receiver is tough. That's why I was hesitating so much. That's a tough line to draw. You know what I mean? And it depends on the league. It depends.
And that's what I'm saying. I don't think so. When
you
you said 15, I don't think I would give up a top 15 guy for Kyler Murray. I might give up a top 20 if he's top 5.
Okay, so we're gonna draw this T here. Top 20, you get a point. Top 5,
I'm giving him top
you
6.
get a point.
Top 6, he gets a point, but top 20 is what I want from.
if you
from
want top
Mooney.
20, give me top 8, and we're good.
Okay.
All right, love it. We'll put it on the board.
and if they don't play,
Huh? That's
they count as
You guys
being
are counting
top
all
whatever.
points are points.
Okay.
So we got Mooney versus Murray, and top 8 versus top 20 receiver. And I feel like I am like betting hard on Mooney right now, but I feel comfortable.
But he's also got to be the winner of the trade, right? That's the whole point.
That's the point. My point was that I like I said that I thought Mooney was going to be a more valuable piece at the end of the year, and he was like, "Whoa, wait a minute! I fleeced that guy."
Did I know?
And so that's the thing. Did you?
Well, I mean, I did at the time, but you never know how a trade is going to turn out.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And so what I said was about the trade, you know, the finality, my final opinion of the trade was it was a stupid trade at the time because he could have gotten much more from Murray. He could have snuck Mooney in on you.
Right.
Like he could have gotten an actual piece and Mooney and won the trade, you know, but he didn't.
Well, of course, I would not have done that.
You would have done it because you didn't value Mooney at all. Shut up, you liar.
He was on my team.
Oh, you knew. I
thought he was going to do something. I didn't think he was going to be the superstar that you did, obviously.
No, I didn't think he was going to be a superstar. I just really didn't like Allen Robinson. And I've been right.
If that man ever gets an actual quarterback.
Oh, no, hold on. So here's the thing about God dang it. Do it again. Here is what I believe to be true about the Allen Robinson situation. And it's that he was... you never want to say like dude wasn't trying, you know, because like they got a lot of pride and they make a lot of money. They got to answer to a lot of people. So, but it just didn't seem like, you know, it didn't seem like he was as concerned about what was happening on every in and out play as he's concerned about 2022 because he's an unrestricted free agent. So
no, I agree with that.
Yeah,
he's looking to the future.
Yeah, and so if you're, you know, and that's what I was looking at coming into the year. It was like the Bears just didn't look very good. They just invested into another quarterback. You know, it's like,
well, that defense was supposed to be amazing. It just isn't.
Yeah, Khalil Mack can't do everything.
No.
He's pretty close until he. Oh, wait a minute, he's on injured reserve. Yeah. All right. Hey, so
forget that guy.
You guys ready to break into the games? Or do you have something too? Because that was the thing. I broke into Mooney off of the laugh at Cloud, and then it was the thing that I was enjoying about the season. But did you have anything from last week that?
No, this is Thanksgiving week. I am completely unprepared. So.
Cool. You didn't have to tell everybody that. They weren't going to know.
They'll notice my natural progression. You'll see me getting better.
Listen, you're a big deal. So you just talk about fantasy football, and people are just going to assume you prepared.
So we, I guess, the first match I have pulled up is actually my match against Show Me Your Touchdowns.
Are we going to do the games first?
What did you want to do? What are we talking about?
Did we do the games first last time?
I don't remember.
I think we did. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you know what? Let's do the league first.
Okay.
Because we're going to share it to the league, so that way they get the stuff that they might want to hear first.
Did you guys text this link to the league? Should we do that? Should we send a text?
Good plan.
Should we find it on YouTube and text it to them?
Now that we're going to start talking about them, right?
Yeah, definitely.
We want them to hear the crap that we talk about their teams.
Yes. Okay. Yes, Thursday was a good night for my team. It was a good start to the week. But we'll see what happens. It's always interesting when this matchup happens.
Yeah, my match is still pretty much a coin flip right now. So
I think that's what mine is.
Mine's 60-40.
Yeah, for 3 games, there wasn't a lot of actual fantasy players I felt like going, you know?
I played Cedric Wilson.
Well, that's you.
All right, so we texted the league.
Huh? Did you see how it worked out?
That's you, Dallas fan.
Did you see how it worked out?
I didn't see his final line, but what did he get? How many fantasy points?
18.
Did he really?
17.5. With no touchdown.
So before we get diving into the leagues, I just want to let everybody know that next year we're going to probably do a pick'em league as well. And so it gives you guys some time to get to know us, and we're going to need people to join in with us to do the pick'em league. And we'll probably run a lot of that through Discord too, just a FYI. So first game we got up is Show Me Your Touchdowns versus me. So what do you guys think of this so far?
That's what your computer says.
Yeah, that's what mine says.
But we'll go there. That's fine.
Yeah, let's start there.
Well, Yahoo calls it dead 50-50, so that's nice.
So Steven's been on a roll.
I beat him last time.
His moves have been working out. Oh yeah, this is a rematch Sunday. Actually, this is the first rematch for everybody. He played Mooney. So which is that's the thing from this week that like actually specifically this week that tickled me is that he started Mooney against you again.
That's funny. Well, I just realized that Mooney wasn't even on his team anymore.
I don't know why that's funny, but
because
just because of the trade. Yeah.
Because they were the ones that were mad.
Oh, okay.
It was Steven and Nico that were specifically angry about the trade.
Man, did murder villains keep anybody on his team? Like he's
No, dude.
away.
And he sat Austin Eckler against me last week. I told him I was all, you can't sit Austin Eckler, dude. People are gonna think we're colluding.
He's tanking for next year.
He's tanking for picks. Yeah, except for he didn't know we weren't playing. There's no,
Auction, but
you know what? We do want to do a dynasty though.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're talking about doing that.
dude, I love it. Like I said, the biggest thing about dynasty is making sure that your members are solid.
Yes.
So
That's
if we're
a big
solid,
deal.
dude, that'd be
We
fantastic.
we have quite a few solid ones, but there's going to be like turnover again next year.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It takes 1 or 2 years to kind of solidify your group, and then once your group is solidified, that's when you want to go dynasty.
I like
I feel like
12.
we're close though.
I like the dozen.
I like 12 too, and the two that'll probably be out, they didn't like the dozen, so.
Would they want 10?
Yeah, they like 10 better because
Even if we can find a
because
solid
They
10.
like the shallow pool.
they didn't like the fact that you have to do a lot more research and know who the number 4 receiver is and know who the number 3 running back is sometimes and
Know that Cedric Wilson's going to go off for 20 fantasy points.
Cedric Wilson's a beast, dude. You just gotta know.
Yep.
So we're going. Let's talk about this game a little bit. What do you guys think? You guys think I'm going to pull this one off, or do you guys think like
Let's see.
he's going to upset me this week?
Well, looking. So I feel like his projections are a little high. Specifically, like Jamar Chase and Jalen Waddle. Like Jalen Waddle gets there like volume wise, but Chase hasn't gotten to that number in like I want to say 3 weeks, 4 weeks, something like that. Was the last time he scored a touchdown?
Yeah, but Chase is a beast that could go off. For
He
a large
is,
number, too.
but their whole offense is down, and it's not just him. So I think there's a correlation there. Like people have figured out how to stop the big play with Jamar Chase, and Joe Burrow's like pass attempt or yards per pass attempt has dropped from over 9 to under 6 now in the last 3 weeks. So
I'm hoping that the Rams defense can
that's the
stunt Aaron Rodgers, and they'll have to rely on the run game a little bit.
I don't see that happening.
You think Aaron Rodgers is just that good?
Mm-hmm. I don't think the Rams are that good.
Really?
The Rams have only really been allowing the run game tear them up. They haven't really allowed the passing game to tear them up. I mean, people get their passes in, but it's not like phenomenal. And I guess the only way to really to find that out is to go back and research how many yards or how many points these quarterbacks are getting against the Rams.
I'm not sure off the top of my head like where they rank in yards. Let's see here.
Well, I'm hoping they give them a pretty good goose egg, and they have to rely on the run a little bit.
Well, I think injuries are a big thing too. They've got some injuries, people coming back.
He's got a lot of Green Bay players. He's got 3 of them, it looks like. No, wait.
He's got Aaron Rodgers, the kicker, Mason Crosby, and I think that's it though.
Yeah.
We have been passing Jefferson a little bit more lately. So, yeah. Overall, who do you think is going to take this game?
It would surprise me if you didn't win.
Honestly, I think Lamar Jackson's going to really outscore Aaron Rodgers, and that's going to be a big deal in this one.
Also, like
I might still play Stafford,
the other
and I
one for me
might
was,
still sub out McKissick with Hunt. According to the overview, Hunt is supposed to play, but he's still on IR.
If Hunt plays, you play him.
Yeah, I'm going to.
You don't. Yeah, you
Yeah.
definitely don't play McKissick over Hunt in any scenario.
So that's definitely going to happen, but he's got to get pulled off IR first.
Agreed. And one thing I got to say, Jester, is you got to get Lockett out of there, man. You got to find.
Yeah, you got to get off the wild ride that is Tyler Lockett. Yeah.
Well, I could still put
Boyd
Boyd in.
well,
Would
the
you
thing
put
is,
Boyd in over Lockett?
When Russ isn't right, you can't play Lockett.
Well, if I go
When their passing offense isn't overall scoring points, you can't play Lockett.
Yeah.
Because that's the only time he scores points.
well,
He's
Lockett
he's not a guy that like you can look at the box score and oh, they didn't score a touchdown today. Devontae Adams. That's okay. He had 7 catches for 100 yards.
So Lockett scored over his
Never
projected
gonna be that
last
guy.
week. Lockett did score over his projected last week.
You got lucky last week.
If
He
I
scored,
go,
like I think what was his line? 4 for 108.
and if I go to,
I don't know, but that guy's too much of a roller coaster for me. That's for sure.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Like he got lucky last week. With
the
like
only
a
other
60-yard
receiver
catch.
I have is Boyd, and I can go hunting for another receiver, but
Something to be on the lookout for.
I got Callaway too. Oh, you know what?
But
He already
having
played. And
Cup
he was on the
makes up
bench,
for
and
a
he didn't
lot.
give me shit. Okay, so let's move on to the next. Let me see. How did I do this last time? Oh, right here. Prime Poachers versus Kelsey Me Softly. I'm rooting for
Yay.
Kelsey Me Softly in this game.
Of course you are. Well, you'll be happy to know Kelsey Me Softly set their lineup for the first time in a month.
Yep.
I would too.
Got to beat you.
Yep, got to beat me.
Of all people to beat.
Hunter
Yeah.
Renfro is leading the way.
Yeah, I know.
there.
I saw that. That was pretty funny. It's okay. Like I said, I got 17 and a half out of Cedric Wilson.
So Jay Burrow, I actually hope that Jay Burrow doesn't get that projected score because that actually hurt my game.
Yes. You're kind of hoping that I win.
No, I'm hoping Jay Burrow doesn't pull. I hope you
It's
lose.
going to be difficult if Joe Burrow doesn't score 40 points.
You know what? Everything about this lineup goes against me, right? Because you got Adams up there as wide receiver.
Yeah, it's pretty funny actually.
So if Adams scores a lot, that's just going to help
Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers, yeah. So I have
Like I
actually
said,
got
you're actually on my side on this one.
yeah, I got to put a lot of money on Patterson.
Is Patterson going to play? Do we even know?
He's questionable.
I know. Have we heard? I haven't heard anything about him.
He's supposed to play. He's back. He's back practicing.
Yeah, he's been the surprise of the year.
And the more receptions Higbee gets, is the less receptions Cups will get. So
Yeah,
you
see,
don't
this
have
is
to worry about
it's
Cup.
all bad for you. And then I'm tempted to start Kadarius Toney.
to do this looks like a matchup if you're going to do any like testing the waters. This looks like the matchup. you should
No, it's
probably do
not.
on.
No, it's not. No, it's not because this opponent typically gets lucky against me. So we're playing tight. That's why I started. Like I sat in AJ Brown.
Okay.
I know that doesn't mean anything to you.
Oh,
Well, I mean that's Titans, right? He's on the Titans.
sorry, just cut in there. Tony looks like he's doubtful. So,
Well, I don't have him in my lineup right now.
oh, okay. Well,
Right now, I have
I wouldn't put a doubtful person. Either.
Elijah Moore and Marquise Brown are the other 2 receivers I'm looking at starting on Sunday. But it's okay. It doesn't. I have Najee, so
Najee is the best.
Najee is the best. That was the best trade of the year.
That was a good one. Yeah, no. Obviously,
the
we don't
Elijah
have to
Moore
spend a lot
chef's
of time
kiss.
on this one. You definitely have a good advantage on this one, especially with how things went on Thursday there.
I think so too, and I think
it was good for me on Thursday.
I think I have to root for you for this game, which kills me.
Yeah, it feels good from here. I know because I know you don't want to do it. So
he
it
is
feels-
one game
I
ahead
don't.
of us, man.
I don't wanna do
We
it.
cannot root for him. He is one game ahead of us. We need him to lose.
I know, but I also need her players to not score very
you
much.
could- other people could lose too. It's fine.
Just have confidence in your players, Chester. Come on.
Okay, all right, and then after that we have Team Hernandez versus Jovid. Let's take a look at this.
Jovid-19. This is the team you don't want to see in the playoffs.
So Team Hernandez is projected to lose.
See, this is the team you want to root to lose.
Oh, I do. I want him to lose too,
Jovid, because nobody wants to play against Christian McCaffrey and Alvin Kamara in the playoffs.
and I want Tom Brady
Fuck
to break
that.
his legs or catch COVID-19.
Hey, well, I mean, no, Brady's fine. Brady can go on, doing his thing, so he can win me championships in other leagues. But like,
You're putting all your hopes on wintertime Brady?
he's in South Florida now. It's not the same. What happened last year?
No, you're right. Last year he still dipped off towards the end of the
No,
season a
I'm
little
pretty
bit.
sure
didn't
he
it?
was. No, he was number
No.
one over the last 4 or 5 weeks. He was number one.
Well, I know he was through the playoffs and everything else. I thought maybe at the end of the year.
Hey,
Like
Bryan.
through the fantasy playoffs, he was number one.
Yeah.
You guys still stuck on that whiskey or what? What's going on here? You got some.
A little refresher.
This isn't whiskey, but if you want some,
Oh, okay. Well,
Whoa.
we don't need to be mixing.
What is that?
that's wine.
It's wine?
Yes.
Okay. That's fine.
Tell me when to stop.
Good. Thank you.
Yeah. I got a lot of it since, Thanksgiving just finished. That's actually my favorite wine. It's my favorite wine.
What are we drinking? Tell the people.
It's called Delicious Red.
Ooh, delicious.
They make a delicious
And it's
pink.
not bad.
And if you like pink wine, it's probably pretty good for you. Anyway,
All right,
so
Herbert projected for 26 points.
playing against Denver.
At Denver in the afternoon. Not buying it. Keenan out.
But we need that Herbert to Keenan Allen connection, man. We need it to work out for him.
We do? Oh, that's right. I know, but I just don't. I don't believe it.
It doesn't look good.
No, there's a lot of this that doesn't look good. There's Robbie Anderson in his starting lineup right now. That looks bad.
Yeah, it does.
And you would know.
Yeah, he was on my team once upon a time.
You did that, probably 3 too many times this year. I was wondering too. I was like, is he gonna drop him?
They paid him all this money, man. I was just like, man, they gotta be using him.
Nope.
Anyway, yeah.
He doesn't have.
No, they did though. He had an epic amount of lack of production from targets. There was
they're throwing it to him 2 yards deep when he's supposed to be the speedster downfield. I'm like, what is going on?
But there was a 3-week stretch where he turned something like I want to say it was 27 targets into under 100 yards.
Oh, it was stupid. Yeah.
It was so bad.
Agreed.
I'm a big believer in trends, or Thursday was a good night for my team, and it's usually it's a good marker for the way the rest of the weekend's going to go for your team. So my point is that Darren Waller scored 5 points in a game where the Raiders went up and down the field against the Cowboys. I'd be pretty nervous about my chances for winning after something like that happened, because that's pretty unlikely. The Cowboys didn't look like they were able to stop much that the Raiders were trying to do, but they sure erased Darren Waller yesterday.
Who knows where the Raiders are right now, though, really? Like, where is their headspace?
They're in the playoffs if it started tomorrow.
Whatever. But
they're one game out of first place in their division.
Okay. But they've got a head coach that had to resign in disgrace.
Mm-hmm.
And they have a
no, they don't.
that they kicked off their football team.
They used to have a head coach that had to.
I'm just saying they got to be in a weird headspace right now.
No, I believe you. I believe you. But like winning a game like that can supercharge a team too. So
they've been playing better since they got rid of that head coach.
What already happened happened. I don't know what he was thinking starting Tony Jones against the Bills. That was crazy.
Yeah, I agree.
That was wild.
Yeah.
So if he doesn't win this week, I'm not going to feel bad for him.
What were his choices? I mean, did he have another choice though?
He picked up Tony Jones. He had all the other waiver wire options.
Well, and Jones was supposed to get all the carries, you know what I mean?
So if you were listening to anybody this week, like if you were listening to anybody this week, you would have known better than to start Tony Jones. No, he's still holding Nyheim Hines. Why are you holding him if you're not going to start him against Tampa Bay?
No, that's true. Tampa Bay is the team to start him
against.
Who
else are you using?
All he does is catch passes.
They're going to be behind, or they're going to be in a shootout. One of the two things. They're not going to dominate Tampa Bay's offense. They're not going to stop them like they stopped the Bills. The Bills don't have the same weapons that Brady has, and Josh Allen's not Tom Brady. So yeah. There's no way I would have started Tony Jones against the Bills.
I think Adam Thielen's going to score more than 15 points.
With Trevor Siemian as my quarterback over Nyheim Hines when the Colts are rolling lately.
I think Thielen's going to score 22 points this week. Minimum.
It doesn't.
He's so hard to
predict. It has no effect on me.
Touchdown based.
It has no effect on me week to week because I usually don't have Adam Thielen on my teams, and I don't run up against him obviously very often.
Fuck that guy.
I just don't like watching him produce fantasy points because it's like it doesn't make sense. He's just
it just feels weird every time.
Every time.
What?
He scored
caught one?
25
He caught a touchdown
again?
again?
How?
Yep.
Dude had 7 targets. How did he?
4 of them were in the end zone. though,
Yeah,
why.
that's the thing. Is like they're all inside the 10.
You guys want me to turn the fan up at all? Or are we good?
I'm okay.
Okay. You good?
I'm good. Either way.
All right. I know you get hot the more you drink. So. Okay,
That's
so who do we
science right
think? I'm gonna put the. I want Jovid to lose, but I think he's gonna win.
I think we want Jovid to lose.
but he's gonna win.
But
he's
his
gonna
opponent is starting Robbie Anderson and
Yeah,
T.
it's-
Jones.
yeah, and Darren Waller scored 5 points.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a rough one there.
Yeah. Sorry, buddy. Team Hernandez.
We're
Probably.
rooting for you, Hernandez.
Yeah, we are.
So next up, we got Naj Twas versus Murder Villains.
Oh, one last thing about that last one is I am rooting for him because I looked ahead at the schedule and I have him in week 14. So we're hoping that one's actually important.
Gotcha. You want him there.
Yeah. I want to crush him. I don't want him to be knocked out before week 14.
You want to be the one to do it?
Yes.
Oh, I see. I didn't know you were like that.
Well, now you know.
Well, for me, I just want to get there and then worry about the wins I need to win.
Results
after
are
that.
what matters.
Yeah. So.
I don't care who beats them, as long as I win in the end.
Fuck
It's all
all
good.
that shit.
I like dream crushing. Sorry.
Menage a Trois versus Murder Villains.
You know what that comes from? A real side note, real quick. That comes from starting 0-2 in Magic tournaments and then winning. Because every step along the way, you're knocking people out.
Right.
And really, actually, it's just 0-1. Starting 0, if you start 0-1 in a big Magic tournament, everybody you beat from then on out is getting their second loss and they're going home. And I'll tell you what, when you reel off 7, 8 in a row, it's fun.
That does feel good. I haven't done it often, but I have done it once or twice. It does feel good.
It feels really good. Bye-bye. All right.
So next up, we got Menage a Trois versus Murder Villains, and Menage a Trois is projected to win.
I gotta.
But I need Murder Villains to go ahead and come up with the
I
win.
need Murder Villains. Why?
Murder Villains.
Why do you need them?
I don't know.
What is that? You got a?
Actually, this is the 11th and 12th place team. It doesn't matter.
Did he just have a Freudian slip, or is he colluding with?
No, you know what? For some reason, I just, By the way, speaking of the 11th and 12th place team.
And that's what this is. This is the battle for the Sacco.
So, what is the public humiliation or the humiliation?
So we can decide that as a triumvirate if you want.
We need to figure it out.
Yeah. No, absolutely. We can, the last year. So just for anybody who doesn't know, who might be listening to this, last year it was a 100-word love letter from last place to first place, talking about just how much they admired their skills as a fantasy football player to be posted to all their social media accounts. And obviously there's a Sacco trophy. So the trophy,
and while I like the humiliation, I'd like to have a little bit of a monetary incentive
penalty
in there. Yeah, and I'd like that penalty.
So
to benefit the rest of the league.
To me,
so.
I'm going to be paying the $50 for most transactions, more than likely.
Are you up
I
there?
didn't know that was a
Honestly,
thing.
I
That's
haven't
a thing?
checked
Seen?
it. I haven't checked.
I'm
it.
like 20 above anybody else.
That's a thing? I didn't know that was a
And
thing.
I've slowed down. I've only made one transaction a week for the last 5 weeks or something like that.
I didn't know that was a thing.
But yeah,
Were you there draft night?
Whoa, you almost got me in
Were you online draft night?
I was there.
Oh, okay.
no, it was it was the owners meeting. The owners meeting is when that came up.
Oh, that's right. And then we just because I brought it up on draft night, and I was like, "Hey, are we sure about this, guys?" And you guys were like, "Oh yeah."
I didn't care.
Okay.
Yeah, because I don't. You know me. I don't care. Whatever. Because I ended up paying more than $50 extra the way that things are set up. Right now anyway.
Right.
So whatever. But yeah, I think that's perfectly fine. A 50 from the most transactions and 50 from last place. A penalty for last place.
Look, I think
It should be something you want to avoid, and it keeps people competitive at the bottom.
Right.
I think there should be a monetary out. So what I mean by that is, fuck your 100-word essay. I'll pay the $25. to the pot.
No. The humiliation should be on top of the money.
So how much?
You can't like. Okay,
How much would you allow? Like to be like, okay, if you'd rather just pay the money and not make the essay,
$500.
damn, that's too much.
I know.
What do you think, Brian?
Dude, I'll do the essay. No problem. That
Let me ask you
cost
something.
me money.
If you got first place,
Money is how we keep score.
If you got first place,
You definitely want that love letter written to you, right?
If you got first place,
You know what? I haven't asked Chris actually how he feels about it, but I imagine that felt pretty good.
if you got first place, at what's the dollar value you would prefer over the love letter? If you got first place, how much is that love letter worth to you?
That's a good question. That's a solid question.
For me, that's a C note right there. C note is when things get important. That's when you're like really keeping track. Is $100.
Okay. That's when you're really keeping track. So, would you really be okay? This is year 2, but let's get to year 10, and there are 9 other letters written. How do you feel about your $100?
Like to me, if I got first place
versus the missing letter,
Right.
Wouldn't you like? Is the $100 still enough to be the only person that doesn't have the letter written about him?
You're right. If the league goes dynasty, the value amount does go up. You're right about that.
I mean, we could do rolling amount.
So okay,
we could do rolling amount.
Why do you want to avoid the punishment so bad?
So here's the thing.
That's the thing is he's looking at year 5.
Year.
He's looking at year 5. He's like, this is going to happen to me eventually. I'm going to have a bad year. Like he's like, I'm going to have a down year. I don't want to write this
because
thing. I'm going to get these guys hammered in right now, and then 3 years from now, when I am the worst team, look back.
Hold on a second. At what point do you ever think I'm going to be the worst?
So that's the thing. The other thing.
This is my first year, and I'm the number 1 in fucking scoring points.
You know what? There's a good chance. There's a good chance.
This is fucking luck that you guys are beating me. All right, fucking number 1 scoring points. My first fucking rookie year. You guys really think I'm ever going to be last place?
He's a Rams fan that has Cooper Kupp.
Yeah.
Hey,
Cooper Kupp. What a surprise.
He's a Rams fan that has Cooper Kupp.
So, I knew more about Cooper Kupp than the rest of you guys.
It'd be a lot more impressive if you're a Packers fan and had Cooper Kupp and didn't have Devontae Adams.
I'm a fucking Rams fan with fucking, what's his name? Swift.
Like, I'll tell you.
Me, I'm a Rams fan with fucking Swift. You're talking about the worst fucking division, the worst fucking team in the league, with one of the best fucking running backs.
You got lucky.
Okay. I'm happy with that. I have been underestimated with a lot of shit my entire life, and that's fine. You keep underestimating me, and the rest of the league, you guys need to keep underestimating too.
Okay,
you guys need to keep underestimating.
Okay, I don't know if you listened to this part of the podcast, but we talked about this, and he had a plan when he went into the draft that prevented him from getting any of the top 15 running backs.
Yep.
Projection wise.
Yep.
So let's not, let's give D Swift his due, and because
I am shocked that none of you guys took D Swift.
Because dude's balling, he's having a great year. But don't you be trying to like jump on his, his star power like that.
So
like
check
you,
this out.
like you were a smart man about it.
So check this
You
out.
got stuck with him. You didn't want him.
So
I could have had him for nothing.
So are you saying that the gap between first place scoring points and last place scoring points was luck? Is that what you're trying to say right now?
First and
That the gap?
First and fifth. Why is it got to
Either
be first
way,
and
it's
last?
not last place.
No, but last place is usually last place is the afflicted team.
So
there's just a lot of things that happen to you to get you into last place. A lot of bad things have to happen, and believe me, I know because I was on the cusp of being in last place last year.
Kenny,
never been there myself. But.
Do you ever see yourself in last place in this league?
I was so close last year.
Do you ever see yourself?
It can happen. I was so close. Brian, how close was I last year?
Do you ever see yourself in last place in this league?
Like I say, I've been playing fantasy football for over 20 years. I've never sniffed last place. Never sniffed it.
Ooh, we got to get him there.
Nope.
Okay, so
not going to happen.
That being said, Is there a dollar?
Man, you know what? He might if he hadn't got that Kyler Murray trade, he might be there this year.
Is there a dollar value that can replace humiliation? If you're
okay, so yeah, so now that we I think if you're talking about a 1-year league, just like through fantasy football together, this year with your guys at work, whatever, yeah, $100. But if you're talking like this is a league where like the trophy has your name on it,
where things matter,
and it matters year after year after year, more than that. And
do we want to roll it like $25 every year, $50 every year? This isn't a dynasty league, and people come and go in this league. That's how I got into it, because of people coming and going.
No, you were being added from expansion.
Oh, was I?
Yeah, we went from 10 to 12.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, we touched on it just a minute ago, and this is something that I actually really wanted to bring up, was the fact that he wasn't going for the top 15 at what position? Wide receiver, running back? Like
he's saying
worked out for him. Right. That's what I'm saying.
Running back.
This year has been such a crazy freaking year.
It's been crazy.
This year is unlike any year of fantasy football.
Yeah,
I've
I mean,
ever
how
played
happy
before.
are the people who picked Dalvin Cook? You picked Dalvin
Even
Cook.
Dalvin Cook, he's not quite what you expected.
He's not what he was last year, for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, how
happy?
happy have you actually been with Christian McCaffrey on your roster? Like, you keep hoping.
Well, every time he's healthy, you're really happy.
Yeah.
But how
What's
often
that, 3
has
games
been?
this year so far?
Exactly. So you look at the top 10 running backs and you look at the top 10 receivers from the draft and how they're doing now in relation, and it's just everything's on its head.
The receivers kind of worked out. Like the receiver, the cream of the crop has kind of risen.
Cooper Kupp, you expected him to be number 1?
I expected him to top 5.
Me too.
No, I did.
And that's the
Obviously.
thing is I did expect that.
I did.
And
there was no
expected-
doubt in your mind that Robert Woods might have been that guy?
wanted Cooper Kupp on my roster. I
did too.
have him, and the other guy, my two guys were Kupp and Jefferson, and I had Jefferson in all 3 of the leagues that I follow on a week-to-week basis. I've traded him in 2 because I one. Oh man, one of them I'm crushing him, but in one I do have Kupp and Jefferson, and so I feel really happy about that because they're both top 5.
Especially now that Jefferson has started doing his thing.
He's doing his thing now. I don't know what took so long,
Right.
but he's doing his thing now, and it's not him. It's the offense is just kind of doing its thing a little more now.
Right.
But yeah, okay. So we got way off track. We were talking about last place battle. We haven't even started to actually break down this matchup.
Menage a Trois, by the way, is
So,
the team
remember-
that you
so
recommended as
what-
the best draft in the league, by the way. But just
Okay, and thank you for saying that. Thank you. That actually brings me perfectly to the first thing I was going to say. Tee it up. So, if you were going to finish in last place in the league, and like this is a competitive league, everybody kind of knows at least what they're doing. They know about football.
please.
You have to have an afflicted team to finish in last place. So this team, top to bottom, Russell Wilson, Stephon Diggs, Brandon Cooks, OBJ, Myles Gaskin, Josh Jacobs, TJ Hawkinson, James Crowder, Pittsburgh defense. And he had Saquon Barkley. He's got James Conner. He's got CeeDee Lamb. Who else? I feel like he lost somebody else. He lost. He had Mostert. So he lost. He lost. His running backs went down in week 1, both of them. He had his running backs for 20 minutes, and that happens.
I just remember on draft, or not draft night, but
The review?
when you did put the review out, and I read it, and I was just like,
I remember, did you see? But did you see what I said? That there was 2 parts to his review.
I can't remember it
So
now.
okay, because his it got cut off at the end because you can only put so many words on their posts on Yahoo. So I had to do the 2-part review.
Right.
And so the last thing I said about his team was people have something to the effect of people seem to have questions about Mostert and Barkley's ability to stay healthy. Not me.
There's that football genius we were talking about earlier.
And you know what? And so the thing about that though, as I need to drink a little more, what I was thinking when I said that was that Mostert is on a contract year, and so and guys just kind of perform in contract years, and he's been a little banged up. He hasn't had a serious injury. I was thinking he was going to have himself a season, you know. And then Barkley, he's due. He's due for a healthy season. Come on, dude. That guy is like too good of an athlete. I've watched football for a long time, and I can't remember somebody who looked as physically gifted as Saquon Barkley and then wasn't able to eventually get past the injury bug and get on the field and produce. I can't remember somebody who was that good.
He will be on my target list next year.
Yeah, he should be. Because he's going to be an RB2 target because people are just fed up with the injuries. There's no way he's going top 10 next year.
Right. And so I'm going to pick him up in the early part of the second round and feel good.
I want everybody to know that I don't give a
good-ish.
shit
You'll feel
about no
good-ish.
Saquon Barkley.
I'll be nervous. You're right.
I'll let you guys take that risk. I ain't fucking drafting Saquon Barkley.
See,
He's not even going to be on my
he gets
radar.
even cheaper.
I'm going to run the price tag of Saquon
Now-
Barkley up next year.
I'll drop him on you.
So we stopped the. So our reigning champion, who I felt had an outstanding draft night because he was able to put together Diggs, Cooks, and CeeDee Lamb as his receivers, and like I said, I thought Barkley was due for a healthy season, and Mostert and Gaskin as 2 and 3. That looked pretty formidable. Like at the beginning of the season, and he ended up with a top 5 tight end, TJ Hawkinson. And Hawkinson, if you remember, the first 2 weeks looked like might be the tight end 1 this year. He looked like he might actually dethrone Travis Kelce.
I do agree with that. I disagree with the Gaskin call though. I never was on Gaskin.
I just thought he was going to get the work. And I like Tua. And Tua's been great.
I think he's better than what most people
anybody.
think.
And if you're listening to this, Juan, you got to get Mac Jones out of your lineup and start Tua, dude. What are you doing? I like Mac Jones. I like Mac Jones a lot, but Tua's out there. Get Tua. Put Tua in there.
Fantasy, yeah.
If you really don't want to be last place, you got to start Tua this week, brother. And so I'm watching him play week after week. Murder Valiants, and what he's doing this year reminds me of what I went through last year. And it's because he has these problems that pop up with his roster week after week after week, and he's making these Hail Mary starts. Not starting Austin Eckler last week, because Eckler was going to go play Pittsburgh, and he just he rather than get 15 points out of Eckler, he thought maybe he could get 25 out of another guy. And it's that's a terrible place to be in.
It reminds me of those people
that do that.
On draft day, they go for the sleepers way too early. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Just this guy's a sleeper. I'm going to pull him off in the 6th round. It's no, he's a sleeper if you get him in the 12th, not if you get him in the 6th.
Yes,
You know
yes,
what I mean?
yes.
And so that's the kind of thing. And so I think he hears from certain places that, this guy might have a chance this week, and he starts him, and it's well, start your regular guy first, bro.
Yes, yes. Juan, start your studs, dude. And then when one of your studs goes down, then you start your. I heard this guy.
I think Jester's trying to keep us on task here.
We are.
So,
Are we not on task? Am I off task again?
nah, we're good, dude. So who do we think we're going to win, though? Menage a Trois or Murder Villains?
Menage had too good a start. Diggs with 20, Jacobs with 20, Hawkinson with 12.
All his players are going above projected.
I agree. He had too good a start, and the team that's as afflicted as Chris's team has been this year, Juan just keeps
I also think Russell Wilson's going to have a good week
himself. Dontrell Hilliard, you gonna start
That's
Dontrell
an
Hilliard?
interesting thought there. I don't know. That finger is definitely a problem, man. I
So
don't know.
I think Russell Wilson's going to have a good week, and I'm hoping OBJ's not, though. And he does have OBJ.
You know what might happen though is if Russ's finger is that bad, he could turn back into like 2016 Russ.
Just rushing the ball, but they don't want to hurt him.
They don't have any running backs. They don't have much of a choice.
They have 3 wins.
If they're
gonna go to 2022 is what they're gonna do.
Pete Carroll. Okay, so Pete Carroll's just like off into the sunset. That's what you're saying.
That's how I feel. I mean, maybe he feels differently, but honestly, did you see his last press conference?
I saw the one where he said something to the effect of, "If it wasn't for Russell Wilson, I might have retired. I might have been."
And that was a few weeks ago, and it's gotten kind of worse since then. Like he comes out kind of like depressed, and like it's not like he doesn't have that fire.
The energy.
He's dude. He's
the
just
Pete Carroll
like,
energy.
He's down now. I think this is his last year, but I could totally.
What's his contract?
I don't think
like?
it's his last year.
I don't know. That's just
because I don't think the Allens will fire him.
I don't think it's his last year. He's going to have a really horrible year with nothing to justify. What Russell Wilson went out
3 wins,
and so like he's got a little bit of an excuse there. So I
don't know. They've had the injury bug all year. That's for sure.
So I think he's kind of safe there. I think he'll be one of those guys that's muscled out. I don't think he's going to like.
I don't think so, dude. I think with what he did in Seattle, with the way that organization is built, the way they run everything, they could have fired him already. I don't know. I don't think so. Like, I think.
Do any of you guys want a beer?
I'm good right now.
I'm okay right now.
Okay.
Like, that wine was really good. I'm going to finish this Coke and then maybe another wine.
Oh, shutting the laptop off, huh?
I think it might have like powered down.
All right.
Okay. Oh, is it not plugged in? Do you need to plug it in?
No, we're good.
All right. So we got Minaj winning this one.
Okay.
I think so.
Yeah, Minaj is winning this one.
You know what we should be doing is we should be calculating these picks, and
calculating them in what way?
Well, just keeping track of them, I think is what he means.
But we can go back and just do that real quick
at the end.
Yeah.
We
can sum it up.
And honestly,
write it
this
down.
this might not be the best week since we have so much information. We have 3 games going in already. You know what I mean? And so it's like some of these. It's like, well, yeah, he's down by 40. Of course, he's probably going to lose. You know.
Fantasy football on Fridays.
For next week.
Yeah.
Oh, we get to make fun of fucking Tequilla over here. On this next one, we got Slim Ballers versus Bad Man's Bunch.
Well, I just got to say, Bad Man's Bunch has an amazing team. I'm pretty sure he's going to win this week and take the whole thing.
You know, with Cam Newton, fucking Cam Newton,
he's a placeholder.
Let's take a
so
look.
Jalen Hurts
And a good one.
Do you guys know where Jalen Hurts ranks on the year?
Way fucking higher than he deserves.
Do you know?
No, I don't know.
Probably
What's he
number 6 or
ranked
so.
on?
You want to guess?
No.
I'd say number 6.
Wait, who?
Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts.
17. Number 1.
He's
Seriously?
He's number 1.
I feel like I got to vet that one.
Go ahead.
Wait, number 1 for what now?
Quarterbacks. He's number 1 quarterback on the year.
All right, I'm quiet.
As far as fantasy points go?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
see, I'm blown away at that too. If that's true, that is amazing.
It is amazing.
Because he kind of sucked.
Because they're winning now. They were.
He has improved the last 2 weeks.
Like, I'll tell you what, their schedule's been a little soft. So they're winning now, but
He's had some really bad lows.
But their schedule
we're
doesn't
talking
really
about like 11 points, 18 points. He's had some lows. 23 points, I'd consider that a low. But he's had some pretty good highs.
Yes,
and he's been pretty consistent.
He's consistent. So I think he only
Still
has.
seems kinda weird.
I'm pretty sure he only has 1 week outside the top 12.
All right, so in our league,
Fuck
he's
that
number
guy.
4.
In our scoring.
In our league, our scoring, he's number 4.
And we don't have the traditional scoring.
Since you have it pulled up, who's before him?
Josh Allen is number 1. Like I told you earlier, he's number 1.
He played this week already.
Tom Brady number 2. Mahomes number 3 still.
Mahomes doesn't play this week.
Who's the top 10? Read them
Hold
off.
on. Mahomes didn't play. Mahomes doesn't play this week. Josh Allen already played this week.
Correct.
And Jalen Hurts is number 4.
Okay, go ahead. Read them off. No, top 10.
And then after that, number 5 is Herbert. 6 is Stafford. 7, Prescott. Lamar Jackson, Kirk Cousins, Aaron Rodgers.
So I got 2 of the top 10. I just haven't been playing him on the right
I was going to say, you just need one, bro. You just need one.
I told him so when we talked about this, I don't know if you heard it, but I told him he should have he made a mistake and should have traded one of them probably around week 3.
If you can, you have to at least shop them.
Yeah,
that's why I searched.
And the reason I said that, my perspective on that was that Stafford, their bye weeks came so late with Lamar's being week 8 and Stafford in week 11 that by then you'd be able to stream somebody.
Absolutely, you can always stream somebody.
You can all
that's actually my modus
operandi.
I would say I usually
now I don't like going into the season the way that I went into this season. Like I didn't want to pay what it cost to get Josh Allen in the draft. But obviously that was my targeted quarterback, Allen and Brady. And the way that the draft worked out, I don't feel like I had a very strong draft. In terms from what I wanted. I ended up with a good roster, but I don't like going into the season without somebody that I expect to be top 6 at quarterback, because I feel like it takes a good 5 weeks to actually figure out who you want, who the reliable quarterbacks are, in terms of that guy is not gonna go out and goose me. He's not gonna go out and give me 2 points. He's not gonna go out and give me 5 points. That guy is going to go out and get me 18 to 25. And that's something. And so if that's something you want to do and you don't want to pay for the premium quarterback, the first 5 weeks of the season, to me, that's difficult to get through. Once you get there and you see the quarterbacks who weren't drafted, who was hey, you know what? This guy's having a really solid season. 5 weeks into the year, 6 weeks into the year. And also the defenses that are, hey, you just start whoever against that defense every week. If you don't have somebody to start, pick a position player against that defense. I feel like those two things come together after the first quarter of the season.
And I feel like quarterbacks are a little bit more predictable than other positions against their certain defenses.
But look at this year. How many people are upset about Ryan Tannehill?
Again, this year is completely out the window. This year is such a strange
I felt like last year was a strange year. But I
don't know. I was still able I felt like I was able to predict what was going on last year. This year
it was more mechanical.
Well, who the fuck knows?
It was more mechanical. That's kind of. That's what I feel like is this is more like a traditional year where you have to look at more of the intangible things. You have to
see. I can't remember a year like this. I've been playing for over 20 years, and I say, I cannot remember a year like this that was so strange, so unpredictable.
Okay, you know what? When you say that, to me, the only thing that's been unpredictable this year is running back play.
Fuck those running backs.
It's been running backs. So
I disagree completely. Just look at the last 3 weeks. How many underdogs have won?
You're talking about the games themselves.
Well, so fantasy-wise too, it correlates. You know what I mean? When you have these massive upsets happening, when a 14-point underdog is winning, and you're like, what the hell? That changes all the fantasy projections that you had for that game.
Yeah, but a lot of times that ends up on the waiver wire. I think because a lot of times it's the unexpected points are players that you didn't play anyway. They either end up on your bench or they end up on the waiver wire. To me, if we're talking about
guys that you thought were a number 4 and they're actually number 2 or something like that.
What do you mean?
Like the fourth, you'd think they're a number 4 wide receiver and they're actually a number 2 or a number, you know what I mean, verging on number 1.
I see. I don't.
There's just been a lot of weird stuff happening.
Okay, so.
Year.
I'm trying to think of the weirdities to me the weirdity of this season versus any other season is it really does just seem like everybody who drafted a top 10 running back has been upset at some point. Like, so everybody's
and normally
like,
it's
your number one guy has upset you.
Right.
Like,
and normally it's 4 out of the top 10 guys.
Yes,
you know what I mean? And
so
this year it's 9 out of the top 10 or whatever.
And that's why I say, and that's why I pointed at running back play as the weirdity of the season, because on a week in, week out basis, you have these like just oddball running backs. You know, Dearness Johnson has 2 top 5 finishes this year. You know, ghost. The rest of the other 10 weeks of the season,
but again, fairly predictable.
Fairly predictable. Injuries, though.
Yeah, right. Because so you saw it coming that week.
Yeah. But
so much that's happened this year. It's like, how the were we supposed to see that coming?
And so the other parts. So to me, the other parts are, like last year, you didn't have crowd noise, and
agreed.
That's a big factor.
Agreed.
A lot of players don't play well when they can't hear, or when they do hear.
It's an
the crowd.
intangible factor, though. It's hard to.
It is, but it also seems like other things have played more of a factor this year, like weather. There's been some weird weather games this year.
Some more.
Like we had the lightning storm game. That was pretty odd,
right.
You know, and that stuff just kind of messes with things. It messes with the flow of games. It messes with what you think is actually going to happen.
Chester, you are supposed to be keeping us on task, and we are so freaking off task.
I don't think we are at all, actually. I don't think we're all at all.
No?
Because here in a second, I'm going to ask you guys who we think is going to win between Batman's bunch of slim ballers. And I'm looking at this, and I'm looking at your guys' roster.
So
I got one question. Why Carolina for defense? What do you like about that?
Let me see. Well, first of all,
yeah, that actually is a very good question. Didn't you actually like spend $1 on them too?
I did.
Yeah,
I did. Carolina's defense has been better than people think this year.
No, they haven't. But go ahead.
Oh, I
no, they haven't. But go ahead.
10, 16, 12, 9, 8. Yeah,
now,
I mean, there's a lot of good weeks here.
So Carolina's defense is better than a lot of people think it is. It's probably not a defense that's on a lot of people's radar if you're talking about name the best defenses in the NFL, but they have some good pieces, and they have Stephon Gilmore too.
They've been that good of a defense with who is a quarterback? Who's been turning the ball over constantly?
I don't
Now
think...
they've got a guy. Now agree, Cam Newton, I mean, that evokes a lot of opinions there. But this is a guy that's going to more or less protect the ball and is going to enable Christian McCaffrey.
Oh, so you know what?
I
fantasy purposes,
really see that's going to help.
I am enjoying Cam Newton as a quarterback right now because I'm like, he's such a ball hog that is like, to me, it's just disabling all the other fantasy Carolina players.
To me, that's how I see it. Christian McCaffrey. Like, we already know that him and McCaffrey do work together.
Yes, sir.
They get it done.
So how much is McCaffrey scoring? I haven't been paying attention.
Now, like McCaffrey and Cam,
did his scores go up since fucking?
What McCaffrey scored last week? 25.
Like he's always scoring 25. So
that's what I'm saying. That's over under
playing. Right?
If McCaffrey he plays the whole game, his over under is 25. He scores under 25. You're like, okay.
Did he score 25 last week?
He probably did.
Jovid has him, right?
He scored 24.9 last week.
What
about the week before that? What about
whatever? He didn't play.
26.1.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. So he's still doing work.
That's what he does. That's what he does.
I guess he's still doing work. Okay.
Because he's gonna catch 7 or 8 passes, and he's a very, very good runner in the open field. So he's gonna, he catches 7 or 8 passes, he's gonna put up 60 yards, 65 yards. It's not gonna be 7 or 8 passes for 25 yards like a lot of running backs are. Like Zeke caught 6 passes yesterday for like 18 yards or something like that. Like, and I love Zeke, but Christian McCaffrey's not doing that. McCaffrey is much more you're the Cowboy fan. Marshall Faulk.
They came out saying that they might have to take away some carries from Zeke this week. That. He might be a little hurt, banged up.
He is banged up for sure. But
so what do you think about Pollard coming in for the next couple weeks?
I'll tell you what I think about that. My first thought is Zeke needs to get a full, he needs to, if he's not right, he's not healthy, rest him. But if he's just banged up and it's like, he's probably not going to make his injury worse, and it's just like he's still going to be able to heal while playing, more than likely, he needs to get a chance to play behind the offensive line that they actually have constructed now. And the last piece, and I was just like, we lost yesterday, but I don't care because 66 finally got into the lineup. And it sounds like, the only way you can talk about stuff like this is being a homer for your team, but he's been the backup left guard behind Connor Williams, who's 52, for a year and a half now. And I actually put this on Instagram at some point this season. I said, I don't know which coach's wife 66 impregnated, but they need to get the fuck over it and put him in the lineup because 52 is killing us. And he has been killing us. And I watched the game, I was specifically watching what he was doing, and Tyron Smith, all-world left tackle next to him, was getting holding penalties, false start penalties, was making mistakes, and 66 was locking his guy up every single time, and and they put him in the game. He didn't start the game. I want to see what they can do with those five.
And what I get from all that is, yes, you are a true homer for your team.
And so, So you asked me though, do I think? I think the real question is, do I think Zeke's on his way for a downtrend? And I would say if he's not injured, no, I think it's the other way. Because the real thing yesterday that slowed them down was that they're missing CeeDee Lamb and Amari Cooper, and you just they don't have their receivers, so they're going to have to run the ball a lot more.
But they had Wilson.
Huh? Yeah. Oh, they did. They
had Wilson.
They did have Cedric Wilson.
Sorry, Jester, what were you saying?
No, my real question is, who's going to win, Badman's Bunch or Slim?
We all know. Come on now.
He said we all know. We all know that Slim Ballers is going to give you a run for your money.
Honestly, I think the DK Metcalf and Terry McLaurin projections are a little high. I think that's going to be an ugly game.
I think you're right about the Metcalf because Lockett's going to score most of the points.
However, I think Mixon. I think the Mixon projection.
Why do you think that, sir?
I think the Mixon projection is low. I think the Bateman projection is low. I like Rashad Bateman a lot. I held him for a long time. I wasn't able to keep him. Bymageddon got me, and I had to let him go.
Yeah, we definitely have some shallow benches in this league.
Something about the mixing,
but I like him a lot. He was one. I had him I had him for 8 weeks or something like that, 7 weeks, whatever it was. Whenever it was, I had to let him go.
I appreciate you dropping him when you did.
You should, because your receiver core was awful.
I know. Well, I had 2 great ones, and then I had some iffy spots, and you helped me fill one.
You were supposed to have
that.
2 great ones, and then Fitzmagic went down in week 1, and then you had a great one.
Fucking quarter, yeah. Don't fucking remind me.
Ooh, that was bad.
I'm not salty about that at all.
Not at all, I imagine.
Nope, not in any of my every league.
My official pick is I think Slim's gonna win.
My official pick is Slim, but more so because I need him to win.
I was gonna say it's in both your best interests if Slim wins.
Why? Why does it matter to me?
Dude, I am right on your tail. Come on, we have 3-4 weeks left.
But you don't play me.
Doesn't matter.
It does.
I just gotta catch you.
I just keep winning.
You're right. If you keep winning, you're in good shape.
Hey, I started 1-4.
Yeah, you did.
Fantasy stud.
Jerk. All right, so next one.
I started 1-4, and the 4th loss was that overtime Marquise Brown touchdown.
I've had some overtime losses this year.
That one was so good. That one, I wasn't, and it was my brother. My brother, and who's the one person in the league who's not a football expert.
So we got the Unbelievables versus Dan's Dandy team.
There he is. There's my brother.
And projected win is Dan.
He picked up Zach Ertz last week and scored 30 points with him. So I'm actually I say that he's not a football expert, but maybe he is now, and he's just been hiding it from me.
And he started Pollard this week and got 17 points.
I asked him about that too yesterday. We were sitting down for Thanksgiving, and I was all, "Did you start Pollard?" And he just nodded. I was like, that was a good idea.
Turned out that way.
But I mean, Dak did score 30, so the Unbelievables are off to a good start.
I don't think Tennessee's going to hold that 6
Omens.
points. I don't think Tennessee's going to.
Tennessee's defense is good. So this is, I think, okay. So we're going to get into the games. We're going to start breaking down the games after this. I can't wait to talk about that one. That's my favorite game of the weekend.
I don't know if Gronkowski's going to hold that 10 points either.
Oh, he's going to blow that away. Actually, Gronk. I think this is a 2-touchdown game for Gronk. I was sad to have to give him up. I couldn't hold him either. I was gonna I traded him, but I was gonna have to drop him.
I feel like he's going to be a real volatile player the rest of the year. You know
I agree.
What I mean? Like he's just going to be
matchup
very,
dependent.
very up and down,
Yeah,
matchup dependent, injury dependent.
I don't
he's
think
gonna be
so.
in and out of the
I
lineup.
think they. I don't think so. The injury part, I don't think so. The injury part, I don't think so. I think because they were so careful with him, they waited so late. They just no. You take 2 months off, Gronk. It's cool.
Well, and that's the thing is they kind of want him to take more off because they just want him for the playoffs. They just want him to be
Did you see
healthy
the
for
hit that he
playoffs.
took?
No, I didn't.
So he caught like a 20-some-odd yard crossing pass where Brady purposely threw the pass so that he would stop and catch the ball. So he stops to catch the ball and takes a hit right where he took the hit that broke the ribs and stuff like that and got up.
No, and I'm not saying that. I'm saying he's a very big man, and he's
that would
in
be
his mid-30s, and
he's 31.
He's only 31.
Yeah, isn't it ridiculous? Isn't he ridiculous?
Moves like an old man. That's funny.
He's 6'7". And people, like, how many times does he have his knee repaired?
That's what I'm saying. He moves like an old man. He's starting to look like Jimmy Graham, you know. But Jimmy Graham's still out there catching touchdowns like he did this week.
I don't think he's starting to look like Jimmy Graham because he's still Jimmy Graham doesn't catch the ball like Gronk catches the ball, and Gronk is
Jimmy
also
Graham that knows where to
so
be
the other thing
play.
is Gronk and Brady have that mind meld.
Exactly.
And that's
he knows
so.
where to be.
So what I was going to
agree
say
with
is like the matchups where you can expect the Buccaneers to be passing the ball because the other offense is going to be scoring points. I think you just start him. Like you have to start him.
No. I think he's definitely a start.
And in this matchup here, I think Dan's going to take it down. Like I told you, I really like Brandon Ayuk. I like his end of season schedule. And I think this week he's going to tear it up.
Well, how can you root for the Unbelievables? They're starting Lazard and Gage in the wide receiver position. I mean,
also that's the this is the auto draft team.
Bleh.
We're all getting pummeled by this auto draft team. You realize that, right?
Which one's the auto draft?
That's the Unbelievables. The auto drafter put together Tyreek Hill
And there's 7
Jonathan Taylor.
Wow.
Yes.
Starting Russell Gage. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, this year's totally normal.
Totally normal. No, but that's so. You know what he doesn't have though? Problems with his running backs. He's got Jonathan Taylor and Nick Chubb. He got the one top 10 guy that nobody's upset about. He's the only one because you can complain about I can complain about Zeke.
Yeah,
because Zeke's had.
You can complain about everybody else in the top.
Everybody else, every single other one. Jonathan Taylor's the only one you can't.
Yep,
only one.
Yeah, what a stud.
Yeah. It's funny, and so that's what it is. And Jonathan Taylor has carried him, and in weeks where Jonathan Taylor wasn't able to carry him, Tyreek Hill picked him up and scored. He's got I think Tyreek Hill has 3 weeks this year, 40+ points. It's at least 2, but it might be 3. And so that's why I wanted to start. That's another thing. That's why I wanted to start Tony this week. Kadarius Toney is because they're playing the Eagles, and that was one of the games where Tyreek Hill he just went off. They couldn't stop him.
Right.
Because they're weak in the middle of their defense. Like they're good up front and they're good on the outer edge, but they're not good in the middle.
Yeah, Hill's been hard to predict this year too.
Yeah, that's because Mahomes has been hard to predict.
You're absolutely right.
He crushed me in my Megala Bowl, whatever. You played the Megala Bowl, right?
No, I didn't play it.
For the footballers?
No. Like I say, 15,000 people with no prize. I'm just like, I'm going to move on.
The prize is being a part of the listener league.
Again, money is how you
No,
keep
no,
score.
I know,
buddy.
no, it doesn't matter anymore. Like, because that would be like
That might be my poker mentality
especially
coming
for
out.
the
but,
three people in this room,
poker
because
is how you keep-
we're
or
doing
money is how you keep score.
what those people might be wanting to be doing anyway. Is just like doing their own podcast or something. So I picked Dan's Dandy team.
Agreed.
Gosh dang it. Yeah.
You did too,
How can you not? I mean, Russell Gage.
and that was the last matchup, right? So now we move on to the actual games.
Now we're going to move on to actual games, yes.
All right, where should we start?
I wonder if Google's going to pop up.
We can start with Steelers and Bengals.
Steelers, we can move on.
Steelers, all the players are going to be worth more points than their projection, and
They're going to be way amazing. Yes, yes.
Way. Can I get some more of that wine, buddy?
Oh, well, as long as you're sharing.
I always share. Say when.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Sorry for your listeners. Sorry you can't enjoy as well.
They
It is a good red.
They can drink along.
That is true. That's
Yeah,
true.
this is a drink along show.
You are allowed.
Yes, sir. So we're using bettingpros.com, and our first matchup is Atlanta versus Jacksonville.
Woo woo! You're just gonna get the haymakers out of the way, huh?
God.
Got the best game of the day. Got to talk about it first.
Jacksonville's +2, Atlanta's -2, obviously.
You know, for such a shit game, there could be a lot of points scored there. Like, who cares who wins? There could be a lot of points scored there. There's no defense. The offenses are okay.
The Jacksonville defense has actually been better,
They're getting
and I'm counting on it.
Right.
I'm counting on them to stop Cordell Patterson. So,
So you're hoping. Gotcha.
counting. I'm not hoping. Counting on it.
Betting on
I
it?
expect it to happen.
Do we
I
want to write
expect-
these on the board? Or do we want to just
What-
note them?
The games?
Yeah.
Um.
I see Atlanta winning
So-
this one by more than
So
2.
how about we just we write up Atlanta, and we'll write up the teams, and then we just write our names. Where we make the picks.
Yeah. Okay. So between the two, between Atlanta and Jackson, right? We got Atlanta
I'll
at
do it. I'll write it on the board.
-2. I'm projecting that Atlanta is going to beat that -2 and beat Jacksonville for this game.
I'm sorry. Who's the home team in this one?
This will be at TIAA Bankfield. Where's that at? I don't know. Do you know where that's at?
I do not.
Jacksonville.
Okay.
No, there you go. So Jacksonville's the home team.
All these corporation stadiums now. I can't keep track.
Hold on. Just put your initial next to the. I also have I have Atlanta winning this one. Let's put my initial with Atlanta.
In Jacksonville. God, that's a tough one. Like I said, for me, that's one of those who cares who wins. It's just I think there's going to be more points scored than people think. But
Well,
have to take a team
Brian, for this segment, we're predicting who
if
wins.
I have to take a team,
I'll let you guys write your own names up there.
yeah, I think Jacksonville's going for their number 1, number 2 picks. So I'll go for Atlanta there.
Oh,
See, I actually don't think so. I think this is the part of the year where Trevor Lawrence starts to show that he was worth the number 1 pick.
This is why they hired Urban Meyer, so they can get the number 1 pick next year.
That's not the Lions got that locked up, dude. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh yeah.
The Lions
okay,
are still
yeah,
0 for
yeah.
the season, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. The Jags have 2 wins.
The funny thing is, though, Detroit feels like they're better than what they are. Like they've
No,
come
they
close
feel
so
they
many
feel like the
times.
3 or 4 win team, like a team who's not going to make the playoffs.
Oh,
but,
for sure.
But a team who's not picking first.
But they should be getting like
But
4,
they're picking
5, 6
first.
wins.
They're picking first.
Yeah, well, it's starting to look that way.
But they won't be the first 0-17 team.
We helped them along there.
You
Thank
sure did.
Yes,
well,
we
they got a tie.
How did that
so-
happen? How's that
Yeah,
going
that
to
was
feel
this-
when they
that
get
was
to the end of the
against
year
us.
and they're 0-16-1?
Not going to happen, man. They're going to win. They're going to win. They're going to end up with like 3
So
wins.
1-15-1 will feel better?
Yes.
Okay. All right. That's true.
It will feel
It should feel a little
will.
better because they wouldn't have beaten you.
So Brian is picking.
So I
Who are you picking?
Brian said he thinks
Atlanta.
a bunch of fantasy points can be scored in this game. I don't think so. I think this is I think this is a 6
I just think a lot of actual points are going to be scored in this game.
I don't think so. That's what I'm saying.
You think it's gonna be a
I think
defensive game?
I think this is a 16-10 game.
So what's the?
By the way,
what's the over?
The last one that we did, the only score that I like projected out there was the Falcons Saints game, and I said something like, "This feels like a 28-26 game to me," or something like that, and the actual score was 27-25.
So you're wrong.
You're wrong. Hey,
I was way off. I was super off.
So the over/under on the game is -110.
What's the
No, that's the money line.
what's the
I
the
thought
points?
that was OU stood for over. 45.5. I'm sorry.
So 45.5 seems like a lot to me. I think I picked under.
Okay, I'll take the over. Put it on the board.
Yeah, I'm not picking an over/under.
All right, I'll take that one. Thank you.
So
I mean, if I had to, I'd pick under 45.5. That seems like a lot of points.
I mean, it's 24-21.
The Atlanta versus Jackson game's on the other side, Brian.
He's putting a personal bet up there too.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, keep me out of that. I don't want to pay nobody no money.
We're not paying.
What's the point of an event
Drinks.
if there's not something? Okay. Okay.
Who knows what they're talking?
No, that makes sense.
Shots, right?
Prime that shit before the next one.
At the beginning of the episode. So
Yeah.
like, right now
Pay up
the
with your
footballers are doing this new thing. They're doing a wheel of shame, and so they have a DFS portion of their podcast now, and where they pick a DraftKings lineup, and the one who comes in last place of the three of them, has to spin the wheel of shame, and then
I think I caught a part of that.
they spend the whole segment, doing something shameful. Like the last one was he was wearing like a Gandalf beard or something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I'd feel good about that.
I
I wouldn't feel
the
good
best
about
one
buying
was
a Gandalf beard, but I feel
the
good
best
about
one was the
wearing it.
baby outfit. They put Jason in the baby outfit, and then they gave him a lollipop.
Fuck all that.
And Mike was like, "Wait, he gets a lollipop?
I want a
I
lolly.
want a lolly."
I got a lot of lollipops. You guys want one? Let me know.
All right, so and
So
you
we got New York Jets and
you're
Houston
picking
coming
Atlanta. So I'm lone wolfing on Jacksonville.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay, good. We're good there. So next one up is New York against Houston.
Oh my God, getting all the good ones out of the way.
So New York is plus 2.5 with over under 44.5. What the fuck?
So
44.5.
So Vegas thinks
Oh, no, the other one's
thinks
45.
Houston's gonna win.
So well, Betting Pros does.
It's in Houston.
The Jets get Zach Wilson back, which isn't necessarily a good thing.
Right.
I want to believe that it is, because I got Elijah Moore.
Honestly, I like how Tyrod Taylor gets that team juiced, and I think Houston's going to take this one.
I don't.
I do. I think Houston's gonna win.
Well, put me on fucking Jets. I don't think.
All right.
All right, let me write that one down.
I think. What's the over under?
44.5.
I also like the over on that one.
The thing about this game is it could be just a fucking.
This is
game.
the game with no defense.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, what do they got to
Like
get?
this
22
is the,
points apiece.
I honestly, I'm hoping Elijah Moore scores 30 points again in this game.
Yeah, I'll take the over on this as well.
But I think this is a Brandon Cooks get right game.
However, I just don't trust the dysfunction of going on in Houston right now to bet on the Houston.
Yeah, it feels bad. That's got to feel dirty.
All right, this is your game of the week: Tennessee versus New England.
Yes. So, the Titans are beat up offensively, but their defense is coming along. Their defense is playing really, really, really good, and so I think this is a test for the Patriots, because they've been just waxing people for like 3 weeks. But who'd they beat? They beat. I know they beat the Jets, and I feel like they beat the Dolphins too. I feel like they've been picking on people.
Well, their defense has been just rising up.
Their defense is good, but that's not what I'm thinking the test is. The test is for the offense. is for Mac Jones, and that's why, if I was the Murder Valiants, I wouldn't be starting Mac Jones this week because I think that Tennessee defense is really good.
Mac Jones is just not a fantasy quarterback. He's just
not yet. I think in the future he
could
is.
be in the future, but right now,
I think if he's really he just reminds me of Brady when Brady was a baby. Like he plays just like him.
No, he's
not going to get you beat.
It's feeling like they got the deal of the draft there.
Yeah.
Like getting Mac Jones at number 15 was a big deal for them. But I really like the way New England is playing right now. I feel like Tennessee is kind of falling apart without the King in there.
They keep winning.
Well, they were, and then they lost 2 in a row, or just one? Is it the last one? They almost
lost last week. No, they didn't lose. They're 8-3.
Yeah, they lost last week.
Did they?
Yeah, they lost last week.
Oh, they did. Hold on. Yes, they did.
And then they tried to lose the week before.
They lost to Houston last week.
That's
what it was. That was bad. But AJ Brown got hurt.
I just feel like teams are figuring out what they can do without King Henry
is leading the league in interceptions this year. So like I said, for me, it's not about that's not the matchup. It's not the Tennessee offense versus the New England defense. It's I haven't even I'm picking New England in the game.
Oh, me too. I think New England's going to crush it.
I think so too.
Yeah,
I think so too. But like I said, I think this is the best game of the weekend and it's not even just because it's going to be like a 34-31 game. It's going to or 27-20 game. It's because the Patriots are back.
Yes, and that's a big thing that I think people don't realize. And some people are coming to realize that.
And how funny would it be if Tom gets his ring, and then this year Belichick gets his ring without Tom.
Oh, and how about
I don't think that's going to happen, but all right.
Tom versus Belichick in the Super Bowl.
My money would be on Bill.
Just how awesome would that be? From a football standpoint.
Oh, amazing.
From a fantasy standpoint,
I hate them both.
Yeah, but Tampa Bay's not going to the Super Bowl this year.
I don't think so either. Yeah, I don't think so either. It's Dallas.
I don't think either one of them are going to the Super Bowl. But
I actually
that's
really
a fucking homer.
No, I really like our team. I'm very excited about the Cowboys team
this year.
Yeah.
Did they lose this Thursday? I can't remember. They did lose.
Yeah, but they've been playing. A lot of people know they've been without their top 2 pass rushers they've been without Marcus Lawrence for 8 weeks now, and they've been without Randy Gregory for the last 4 weeks now, 3 weeks. So Micah Parsons is kind of having to do everything by himself, and they're still putting pressure on the quarterback because Micah Parsons is that good. As they start to get healthier, the Cowboys are a real problem for everybody.
Yeah.
And I'll put that one on the board too.
NFC Championship game or bust? They're going to the NFC Championship game this year for sure.
I just want to let you guys know.
I'll bet against it.
That if the Rams go to the Super Bowl, I will be buying a keg, whether it's half or full. I will be doing that.
And doing a keg stand?
What is that?
That's a yes.
I'm going to be getting a keg.
So keg stand, for those of you at home who don't know, is when you do a handstand on top of a keg and have your friends hold you up.
Oh, I won't be doing that.
And
you could do that if you want.
Drink for as many consecutive seconds as you can.
I will be getting a keg, so
Upside
you two
down.
need to come over if the Rams are heading to the Super Bowl.
If the Cowboys play the Rams in the playoffs, I'm going.
You're going to go watch the match?
Yeah.
You go watch the game, yeah. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
But they're both
for
NFC
sure.
teams, so only one of them is going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So
I'm talking about if they play in the playoffs.
Right.
Yeah. So if the Cowboys come to LA for a playoff game.
That'd be fun.
I'll
go with you if you buy me my ticket.
Huh? Yeah, we'll podcast it.
Okay, so
business adventure right off.
It sounds like we're all picking New England. New England's -7. The under.
There's really 7. Vegas gave them 7 points.
Yeah.
I'm a little surprised by that.
I kind of want to pick against that.
Well, we're just picking the games right now. We're not picking against the spread.
No, we're not picking against the spread. We're just picking games. I'll write this one on the board. You wrote the last one.
Thank you.
I think we're all leaning New England on this one, and I will go with the
all 3
over. I'm going with the over on this one.
I don't think we're
writing down. I don't know. We're writing all of them down, right? Only if there's a discrepancy, I'll know. So.
Yeah, we were just arguing on the first one. So. So what's the next game?
Next game we got rolling is Philadelphia versus New York.
Okay. Philly playing a lot better. New York getting some of their people back, so that could be interesting. Who's at home?
Well, some of their people.
Well, it's at MetLife Stadium. Where's that? Is that the Giants?
Yeah, I think that's
So,
I think so too.
A positive thing to say is New York's also got addition by subtraction going on with Jason Garrett firing.
Wait, what
Yeah, I
happened?
heard about that.
I did not hear about that.
They fired Jason Garrett.
This week?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was real recent. Why did they fire him?
Career over.
Maybe he could probably pick up a coordinator job if he can swallow his
I
pride.
don't know. I think I don't
Like,
know if
he just got fired from a coordinator job. Like
he got well
after being the
was
head
it-
coach.
But was it really? So okay, he left Dallas and then went to New York as the offensive coordinator, and then he's had 2 years of basically no Saquon Barkley. Daniel Jones is the quarterback, and this year all of their receivers were hurt. So
Everyone's been hurt.
And they've had bad drafts. They haven't been able to put together an offensive line since their Super Bowl team 10 years ago.
See, now this is how I know that you're a Dallas fan is because you're still apologizing for Garrett.
So we're talking about. I'm not apologizing for him. So the other thing I'd say about that, but the biggest thing is why did he get fired? I don't think it was necessarily even performance, because given all those things, I think if he was on a lot of in a lot of other cities, they would have just let it continue. But Joe Judge is in the third year, and so I think he was fodder. I think he was we fired Jason Garrett, and then maybe we get a spark offensively or something like that for whatever reason, and maybe he holds on to his job for another year.
But Jason Garrett was supposed to be this wonderkind. He was supposed to be
15 years ago.
Well, 100 years ago. Who knows? But
I mean, 15 years ago. So to me, he got propped up because, if you remember, where he originally popped up as a coordinator was Miami, right?
okay.
Well, who put that staff together? Who put that era? Do you remember who put all of those pieces together?
I know there's a good coach down there. I can't remember who it was.
Jimmy Johnson.
Okay.
Also Jason Garrett's coach in Dallas.
Right.
So he had a soft landing in terms of getting into coaching. They had I don't even remember. That's the thing is I don't even remember them being wildly successful. Offensively, I don't remember what they did with Jason Garrett as the coordinator.
Right.
To make people want him as a head coach, and then he went home to Dallas
And stayed there
as a hot commodity. And I mean, to be fair, the Cowboys have been a good offensive team for a long time.
Agreed.
So it's not like he wasn't able to produce offense.
They just have never been able to put everything together. And
So,
I always
I
felt
guess-
like Garrett made too many mistakes.
the
But
point-
we're way off topic.
Managing. Time management mistakes instead of coaching mistakes
huge.
and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And also he was just a little, I think anyway, I think Jason Garrett could get another job. As a coordinator, I don't think that's crazy. I think he
Not
put
crazy the way the NFL
put him
goes, but I
together
would be
with-
disappointed if he came to my team. Let's put it that way.
Yeah,
He
that's
could
not,
be,
that-
my
that's
offensive
not,
line
That's not the
coach.
way that it's going to work.
He
Jason,
could come to the Rams to be the
he's
offensive
gonna.
line.
There you go.
Jason, here's what's going to happen. The Cowboys are going to go to the NFC Championship game or the Super Bowl this year,
Of course, right.
and then Kellen Moore is going to get hired out from under Mike McCarthy as a head coach somewhere, and then he'll hire Jason Garrett.
Full circle.
Because that's how the NFL works.
That is how
I find it
That's true.
I find it kind of weird though that the Giants did fire Jason Garrett. I didn't
think it was weird.
I think it was a little weird.
I thought it was. So,
I thought it was weird that they would hire their rival coach and then they just kind of
That's not it though. What you have to know about the Giants is they've been owned by the same family for 80 years, and Jason Garrett played there.
Okay.
He played in two cities. He played in Dallas and he played in New York.
Yeah.
So he had time.
Fuck that guy anyway.
So he's not yet coached. So what I was going to say is he's not yet coached or played, to my knowledge, in the NFL somewhere where he didn't have ties.
So I'm going to go with Philadelphia in this game.
Let's see.
New interim coach. I'm going Philadelphia.
And we decided
I think this is the game where the Eagles go back to showing people who they really are this year, and that's a team not making the playoffs.
So you're saying they're losing?
Yes, I believe the Giants will win.
That's funny because I do too. I really think.
Yeah, I like that both of you guys are fucking going against me.
Here we go. You're the lone wolf on this one.
Hell yes.
All right, I'll put it on the board here.
All right. What do we got next?
Next up, we got Pittsburgh versus Cincinnati. Now, I have Tim Boyd on my fantasy team, but I'm probably going to keep him on the bench.
Tyler Boyd?
Yeah. Oh, we got a comment.
Tim's brother?
Curly Wolf says, hey, you like Miles Sanders and Marvin Jones for Chris Godwin? What do you guys think?
Miles Sanders and if I'm on the Chris Godwin side of that, I am dancing.
If you're on the Chris Godwin side, you're dancing.
Yes. Like Miles Sanders could have a couple of good weeks, but I don't think the way that their offense runs, I really find it hard to believe Miles Sanders is going to be better than a top 20 running back. And Chris Godwin can win you championships.
So, Mr. Curly Wolf, I got to ask you real quick. Are you in our fantasy league, or are you somebody just jumping in? Please answer that question.
There's no trades
as we talk about
it.
This
It can't be in our league.
So, what was the
trade? Question is, do we like Miles Sanders and Marvin Jones for Chris Godwin?
Which side do you want to be on?
I'll take Godwin all day. Yeah. No, I mean, unless you're really desperate at the running back position, you know what I mean?
I'm desperate.
Yeah, Miles is a rough one there. And
my fuckers are hurt, man.
And Jones Sr., that like he's borderline, waiver wire guy. He's
the way the Eagles seem to like to score when they get inside the 10-yard line is to just let Jalen Hurts act like he's going to run the ball, and sometimes they'll run the ball.
Okay.
Like they put him on rollouts. They get him into read option plays, but they want the ball in Jalen Hurts' hands inside the 10.
So Mr. Curly Wolf is not in our league. He says, I'd be left with Saquon Mixon and Fournette.
Oh, you're fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
And then,
like you're kind of gambling on Saquon Barkley, but he's a real popular.
And he's
he's going to get better though.
I think so too. I think you're going to be happy with Saquon Barkley, and Leonard Fournette has a rough playoff schedule, which is why I moved away from him.
Let me finish his comment. So he says, I'd be left with Saquon Mixon and Fournette, then DJ Moore and Amari Cooper, Higgins, then Godwin. And he also says he loves the hat, by the way, and thanks for the help. So whose hat? Steelers or the Cowboys?
It must be mine.
Because fuck both those hats. I'm going to start wearing my fucking hat. That's where I fucked up. I need to wear my hat.
So what I would say after hearing that is that Godwin immediately becomes his number one.
Yeah.
And so you're trading a borderline number 3 running back and a borderline number 3 receiver.
Well, 4 or 5 receiver, honestly.
Maybe, yeah. And this is coming from a guy who started him a half dozen times this year.
Amen.
Yeah, you got to do that. And if you can pull that off, you get someone's silly enough to want to sell. They're selling low.
And I will say that Miles has a chance. Like with a running quarterback, you know what I mean. Like if they start using him the right way, they did not use him the right way in the beginning of the season. So I mean that could turn around. He could be better than what people think. But I'd take the sure thing in Godwin there.
Yes, I think the Buccaneers are gonna be savaging people. I think Godwin is going to be the guy doing most of the damage.
So, Mr. Curly Wolf, hope that was helpful. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. We plan on doing this every Friday at 8 o'clock. This is our first year doing it, so we're still finding our rhythm. Next year, we're planning on being really strong, coming at it hard. So, don't forget to do those things.
Next year, I'm looking forward to the off season.
Absolutely.
The off-season episodes
we can keep doing this.
They're going to be the best.
Honestly, this just even thinking about doing this podcast and now doing it for the first time has kind of made. Like I say, I've got way too many fantasy leagues. I do way too many things in fantasy during the year. But it's really kind of made this league the number one for me. It's like, okay, well, shit. Now, if I'm going to be doing this, in front of 10 people, I got to know what I'm doing. So, yeah, this is my number one league now.
Great. I don't even use
awesome.
Marvin, so Miles for Godwin, basically. Sounds nice. Bells on boys. Thanks for the help.
Anytime.
Okay, so we didn't do our picks for Pittsburgh versus Cincinnati. And
They're in Cincinnati this time?
they're at Paul Brown Stadium. That sounds like Cincinnati. Paul Brown
Certainly
Stadium.
is not Pittsburgh.
No.
We got a
not
3.5 Pittsburgh. I like Cincinnati, though. I like Cincinnati in this game.
Ben's back. We're at home. We've got Mika Fitzpatrick
You're
back.
not at home. You're just because it's their stadium and you beat them all the time doesn't mean it's home.
Feels like it's home.
Yeah. So it would. So what? My first thought is, it would surprise me if the Bengals swept the Steelers this year.
That wouldn't surprise me.
It would. It would. It doesn't.
Doesn't surprise me.
It doesn't happen. So it would surprise me.
We've been a strange team this year, so I mean, like again, strange year, but no, that would surprise me too.
But that's my first thought. Is that I know that the Bengals won 24-10.
Am I by myself on this one too?
Are you picking the Bengals?
I'm picking the Bengals.
I want to. I want to pick the Bengals, but I really have a hard time believing they're going to sweep the Steelers this year. I just have a hard time believing that. And also the Steelers are playing better. TJ Watt's supposed to play. Mika Fitzpatrick's supposed to play. So they're getting healthy.
I wasn't sure on TJ, so if he's back, then I feel really good
TJ's
about
supposed to play too. Yeah, I'm gonna pick the Steelers.
I got the Bengals.
Yeah, I think
Your turn to put it up there,
and
man.
I think this is a Claypool game.
Ooh,
all right.
That's a bold prediction, honestly, because Claypool is a hard one to predict right now, especially with Ben at the quarterback.
But his targets have been so good.
Yeah, but he's our downfield guy, and Ben cannot throw downfield as much as that kills me. But
That's the thing. You can't predict it every single week because he's going to get 7-8 targets, and they're not going to be worth 65. 70 yards.
And that's why Claypool is so hard to predict, so hard to figure out. So that's a bold
So
prediction.
Kenny's not on the mic right now, so he's gonna have to reshare his thoughts. We still got to get used to writing this stuff down and then coming back to the mic so you can express your thoughts. But the next game we got going up is Tampa Bay versus Indianapolis. Tampa Bay's -3, and this is played at Lucas Oil Stadium, which I would have to imagine that's Indy, right?
Yeah.
And by default, I think I'm going with Tampa Bay on this one. Over under is 53.
I got Indy.
Quit agreeing with me, damn it.
So I don't.
It's hard to
You
go
guys are
against
going to
Indy
make me
right
look
now.
either really good or really bad. It's coming up with you.
And honestly, this is like a hard one to predict right here. This is a really like a 50-50 matchup. And I just really like the way Indy's been playing right now. And I feel like Tampa Bay is just kind of figuring out what they're going to do for the playoffs. They're trying to get healthy.
They're not ready to make a push
They're
yet.
trying to skate in. Yeah, they're not trying to push. Whereas Indy has to push right now.
If Antonio Brown was playing, I'd say Tampa Bay. That is the factor for me, and because if Antonio Brown was playing, then they would be out to kill. And I don't think, like as Bryan said, they're figuring things out. They're trying to get healthy. I'm good. They're getting ready for the playoffs.
Yeah.
I don't think they're in kill mode yet. So I think
Completely agree.
I think this is a game the Colts can take from them.
Yep.
They're playing well. They're playing really well.
Yeah, they are. And even though Indy, their strength is their running game, and obviously Tampa, that's their strength in stopping the running game.
I think Vita Vea has been hurt though.
Yeah.
I don't know if is he playing? Is he still out?
I'm not sure.
I can't remember. I think he's playing, but I think he's playing hurt. And they haven't been exactly the same. I don't think teams have tested them the way that the Colts are going to do it.
That's true. Taylor's going to test people.
Jonathan Taylor's going
damn
to test
sure.
them. Yes.
I might have to watch these games in this fucking office because how much you guys are disagreeing with me this week. But I'm still sticking with Tampa Bay even after all that. After our experts have picked fucking Indy.
Yeah. So what we haven't been doing is actually like picking like I'd like to eventually get to this is like picking positions for these games.
What do you mean by positions?
Like your favorite start at quarterback, your favorite start at running back, favorite start at receiver.
Oh, okay.
Is
that something you want to start next week, or you want?
Yeah, we
go
can
back?
do it next week because, like I said, I was woefully underprepared like him because of the holidays.
Because of the holidays, yeah, guys, we're a little underprepared because of the holidays, but we came to you on Black Friday because we love football.
That's why we're only going for 2.5 hours tonight. Like next week, when we're actually prepared, like 4 hours. Here we come.
Oh yeah. And also like I have to get back to my son tonight, and I won't have him next week. So
I live here, so I can be here as long as I need to be. So.
He's lying. We're in a studio.
So what I'm saying is I'm more dedicated for you guys than these two. Is what I'm saying. So
that's what it sounded like.
The next game is Carolina versus Miami at Hard Rock Stadium. That still sounds like a Carolina. I don't think
I think that's Miami. I think the bottom team is going to be our home team here, so I think it's a Miami. I still love Carolina here. Like I really think the way Carolina is coming out with Cam as the quarterback,
with Cam Newton being back.
I like Miami.
Wow. Okay.
Miami is finally starting to play like people expected them to play at the beginning of the year.
No, I think Carolina's on a roll. They're -2. I think they're going to win this one.
We're starting to get healthy. Miami's starting to get healthy. And I think Tua is going to smash.
No, he's not.
Against the Carolina
That
defense.
was like the worst take ever. Tua's not going to smash.
All right. So let's say, so you think Tua's going to be top 12?
Yes.
Okay. Does this have to be a bet up on
Put
the
it
board?
on the board?
If you disagree.
Oh, yes. No, he's not going to be top 12.
I
Okay.
disagree too. Tua's not going to be up there.
All right. I'm putting that one up
Top
there.
12 Tua.
So we're going to get a bonus right now.
So
we're
yeah,
put the bonus.
So yeah,
bet.
if you're listening right now, like if you're looking for a streaming quarterback, like I believe it's Tua. Like the other guy out there is Jimmy. Jimmy G's out there. And actually Jimmy would be my first pick this week because of the matchup. They're playing Minnesota. But
Jimmy Garoppolo?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would start Jimmy G over Tua, but I don't think there's another quarterback on the waiver wire that I would start.
So Tua's top 12 is Kenny's prediction, and me and Bryan, Tequilla Bryan, both are saying no.
Yep.
That's not gonna happen.
Atlanta versus Jacksonville. I picked the over on that one. Is that what that was, or is the under? No, it was under.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I put the picks up there instead of the over-under. It's something. Yeah, let me fix that.
And I'm going to go ahead and pick Carolina for this game, not Miami.
Yeah, I'm picking Miami. So. I think you guys are both on Carolina and I'm on Miami.
Oh, this is going to be a fun Friday next week.
This is good. Yeah, I'm not as big of a believer in the Cam resurgence as a lot of other people are. Like,
I think he had a good 2 games. I think he's going to have at least one more.
I remember a time when a quarterback came back, and lost a game 27-21 and was the talk of the town. The way Cam Newton has been this week.
He fits the system so well.
Yeah, but the way people are talking about what he's doing and what he's capable of, you think they scored 45 points last week.
You're right, and their defense let them down last week, which we were just talking about. Yeah, I have a little more faith in their defense than what they did last week.
They gave up 30 to the Redskins. The Washington football team.
I agree.
You're so wrong.
About what?
So next game up, Los Angeles Chargers versus the Denver Broncos. Los Angeles getting -2.5 with the over under.
Oh wait, Carolina, Miami. Who did everybody pick?
I picked Miami.
I picked Carolina.
Okay, 2 I got it.
This next message is brought to you by Command Zone. If you message us in the next 3 minutes, you'll get 3% off of your next purchase. That's the 3 for 3 deal we have. That's right. If you make a comment in the next 3 minutes, you'll get 3% off your next purchase.
And you know what? You can make those purchases digitally from our website at commandzonegamesandhobbiesllc.com.
It's 9:59 p.m. You got till 10:02 to make your comment. Next game up, Los Angeles Chargers versus the Denver Broncos. We have -2.5, -2.5. Sorry, for the over/under.
This game is in Denver. My first question for this game is, what is the weather projection in Denver?
I don't have the weather pulled up. I can pull it up. You need me to pull it up? You want the weather in Denver, right?
It says it's gonna be 58 degrees and sunny.
Oh, okay. You're good.
And if that's true, then I think the Chargers are gonna score 30+ points. Coming off that win against Pittsburgh,
67 degrees at 9 a.m.
What they did to
on
Pittsburgh.
Sunday. What time is their game?
4:05 Eastern, so local time. I think that's 2 o'clock.
105. It's going to be 70 degrees to 54 degrees.
Yeah, I if they have good weather, I think the Chargers would be fine.
Partly cloudy.
God, they've got this run funnel defense, and Denver has got one hell of a running game. So I feel that this game's going to be a lot closer than what people think. To me, this one's 50-50, and I think I'll fall on the side of Denver just because of the running game. But to me, this is going to be a closer game than what people think.
And now, so I think what's going to happen. I don't think that the Denver defense matches up well against what the Chargers like to do. And so I think they're going to be chasing points. And I think Teddy Bridgewater chasing points against the Chargers defense is a recipe for disaster.
If it turns out that way, you're right. You're absolutely
I am going to pick Denver because I have Fant as my tight end, and I just need them to throw the ball to fucking
come on,
Fant.
Fant.
Noah, thank you.
So I'm picking Denver because I really don't have an opinion on this match.
All right, your turn, Ken.
So,
All right. Yes, I will put it on the board.
so we're gonna go. I'm gonna go with Denver. Denver with 2.5 plus 2.5. We're playing at Mile High, which is in Denver. I do know that one. I do know that one.
So Denver's favored. I actually thought the Chargers would be favored there.
And I am going to pick the Chargers.
All right. So next up we have.
What did you guys pick? You guys pick Denver?
I picked Denver.
Yes, we both did.
You both did.
And the next game we have up is Minnesota versus San Francisco.
Another tough one to call there, honestly.
Is this in San Francisco?
Yeah, it's in San Francisco.
Yep, it's in Levi Stadium.
San Francisco's been playing better. Minnesota's actually been playing a little better too. God, I have to go with the home team here, though. I have to go with San Francisco. I feel like they've been putting it together, and Minnesota just finds a way to lose every week. Just barely, but they find a way to do it.
This is an interesting matchup because of the timing, because the 49ers are they're finding their way. They've been playing really, really well, and the Vikings have been winning lately. They've, rather than finding ways to lose games like they were early in the year, they've been finding ways to win games the last couple of weeks. Since they're like, it seemed like that loss to Cooper Rush woke them up a little bit.
Well, fuck Kirk Cousins, but he's been playing good.
Kirk Cousins has been playing the best quarterback of anybody who's not getting talked about this year.
I'll agree with that. Yeah,
like he's I'm not a fan.
Oh, look at that break.
I'm
gonna go with Minnesota.
It's real hard to pick apart what Kirk Cousins is doing this year.
So Minnesota's got +3. It's in Levi Stadium, where it's not a little bit warmer than Minnesota. I think I'm gonna go with Kirk Cousins and the Minnesota Vikings.
Okay, so you guys both have Minnesota on this one, and I'm gonna lone wolf it on San Francisco.
I think San Francisco's gonna win.
Quit agreeing with me, man.
I think San Francisco's gonna win. They're in San Francisco, and I think it's gonna be like the Vikings' whole season, where it's going to come down to the end of the game, and the 49ers will find a way to win. And I'm thinking it's Brandon Ayuk. I think this is Brandon Ayuk's 152 touchdown game.
But Debo's a man.
Yes.
So the next game, which is near and dear to my heart,
Here we go.
and I got to homer this one and just pick the Rams,
Go Packers.
is the Rams versus the Packers. Rams at -2, Packers at +2. We're playing at Lambeau Field, so we're going to Packers.
You're playing at Lambeau Field.
Playing at Lambeau Field.
With the weather near freezing.
Well, let's look it up.
I'll take the Packers.
Let's just say
it's 35 degrees. Is
Okay.
game
Like,
time.
what's your opinion of the Packers been this year? Like, I feel like they've been kind of playing over their heads a little bit. Like, they've been winning games they shouldn't be winning.
I feel like on offense, I think they've been a little smoke and mirrors.
For sure.
On offense. On defense, I think they're solid.
But the big thing is the running game.
Aaron Jones is supposed to play this weekend.
Henderson. I don't know.
34 degrees
I still like LA here.
on Sunday at 4 a.m.
I got to go with LA.
I'm picking the Packers.
I'm going with the Rams because
I'll
that's my
with the
team.
Packers. I think.
Von Miller's
I think
gonna
it's
be
a
more
low scoring game. What's
acclimated.
the over under is 47?
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of tells you what you need to know. You know, you got Aaron Rodgers versus Matthew Stafford, and the over under is 47. So they're projecting the Rams are going to win 24-23. And that's actually exactly where I think the game is. I think it's probably like 24-17, 23-17, something like that.
So I'm hoping Von Miller is going to be more acclimated, and so is OBJ.
I can't get the image of Von Miller getting pancaked by George Kittle out of my head.
Rams have been struggling
his
with the
2
run
feet
game,
flying
not
straight
with the
up into
receiving
the
game.
air. Like, you can't, that's hard to do.
Look,
That's hard to do.
Look, Rams have been struggling against the run game, not against the pass game. Aaron Rodgers supposedly is supposed to be the most talented passer in the fucking league.
Yeah, but I mean, you're sleeping on.
We'll see.
The Packers have 2 studs at running back.
And that's fine. And you know what? We've been struggling against the run. Sorry,
AJ Dillon is a number 1.
the wine is getting to me.
If he
and
had,
I'm having a hard
if Aaron
time.
Jones wasn't on that roster, AJ Dillon's a top 10 pick.
I wish,
I'm still
I
picking
wish
the
there was
Rams.
a way to bet on that one.
Rams.
I don't think Dylan is what he's cracked up to be. I
like
think
him a
he's a really good backup,
Yeah.
or he's a subpar number 1.
See, to me, he's like he's not quite Derrick Henry, but he's better than Brandon Jacobs.
I'm still picking the Rams.
It's a low bar to me, but
Picking the Rams.
all right, I agree. Let me put it on the board.
Really good.
Rams need this win.
Maybe I should have said Eddie George.
Rams need this win more than the Packers need this win. So that's another thing too.
So that's why they're gonna get it.
That's why they're gonna play harder than the Green Bay Packers.
know, Ray. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me.
Fuck the Cowboys. Anyway. So next up we have Cleveland against Baltimore at Bank Stadium, which I think is Baltimore, right?
This is the Sunday night game, right?
This is, it looks to be the Sunday night game. Yeah, it is.
That's in Baltimore, yes. Which is the only reason that I'm starting Marquise Brown this week. Because I would not like to start him against Cleveland.
I'm going to pick Baltimore. What's that fucker's name? The quarterback for the Browns, Mayfield. He's been pretty banged up.
Oh, I'm picking Baltimore.
Mayfield's been pretty banged up. Kareem Hunt may start. Hopefully he does, so I can start him on my fantasy team.
This is exactly the game you want to start Kareem Hunt in, because I think the Browns are going to be behind. And the games where they're behind are the games where he's money.
This is a divisional game, and in our division, these games always go close. Always.
Remember last year's second Cleveland Baltimore game? What was it, like 45-35, something like that? It was the most absurd game. I think Kareem Hunt last year in that game scored like 40 points, something like that. He had a bunch of catches, multiple touchdowns. Like, if it's a high scoring game, the Browns are behind. Like, yes, Kareem Hunt will go off.
I guess my point is, this being a divisional game with 2 rivals that really know each other, you don't know which way this is going to get, which way this game is going to go. I think it could be very volatile. I think it could be very low scoring or very high scoring. Kind of like, I hate predicting divisional games because you're almost always wrong.
And you know what? It's funny. Is like, and for me, that's why I turn to the weather a lot. Is if you don't have
late in the year,
if you don't have 2 teams that we're getting there. We're
agreed.
Where this is the last week of November, and they're in Baltimore. So if you've got wind and rain, you can expect low scoring. But typically with my experience in our division, the the scores can get crazy. Like even if you've got a defensive battle going on, you get to the fourth quarter and you're in a 13-10 game, and before you know it, it's 31-28. And like, because it just happens.
Yep.
Games
weird stuff happens
in division games like that more often than other games because they know each other so well.
Yep.
And what's the over?
All that being said,
what's
Baltimore.
the over? Baltimore's going to win. What's the over under? So the
over
that's
under
the interesting
is
part of this game.
47.
I'll take the over.
Yeah, and if you made me, I'd take the under, but I wouldn't bet on that one.
So
I'm taking Baltimore.
We're all going to take
everybody Baltimore. Okay,
everybody Baltimore. All right. So where does that leave us now? We have the Monday night game. Is there a Monday night game?
Well, I would imagine there's a Monday night game. But the next game is Seattle versus Washington at FedEx Field.
So I think this game is going to be hideous. Like, it's going to be an important game for Badman here. His matchup is probably going to...
Right, my receivers are definitely in there, but man...
Like, there's a good chance that we get to Monday night and he's watching that game to figure out if he wins or not.
Really good chance, and I don't even know what to predict on this one. I mean, we've got a 3-7 team versus a 4-6 team.
So Seattle is 1.
I am seeing a projection of 40 degrees and some weather. I think it's going to be an ugly game, like a 16-6er. The Seattle defense has been playing well. The Washington defense has been playing better. Russell Wilson's been awful. Like, the Washington offense has been, erratic at best.
But Russell's healing. Washington's getting some players back. Curtis Samuel, what's he going to do? Like,
woo! That's the other part of that deal from the beginning of the year was Curtis Samuel. He was the stud in that deal.
That's right, man.
That was the guy he was trading for.
So I think Seattle. This is going to be Seattle's comeback game. I'm going to pick Seattle on this one.
I do not see I think the rest of the year, Seattle is a real tough team to pick if you to pick to win.
Almost feels like they're packing it in.
So who's their running back now?
I don't know.
Is it Alex Collins?
Homer, I think.
Is it Travis Homer? DJ Dallas? Who is it?
Who
I'd
cares?
pick Collins.
Nobody I'd start.
Exactly.
I think it's Collins.
That's what I'm saying. And so if they don't, and you don't have a running game, and that's what I said about Russ. Like, they might have to start Russ can be cooking. Like, he might actually be doing all the running and the passing for this team. Like, we could start from right now and go to the end of the season, and from this point on, Russell Wilson could be 90+% of their offense.
Man, if he wants to try that hard,
what do you mean try that hard? Who's going to rush for more than 25 yards out of those guys?
Russ. I'm just saying, do you want Russell Wilson rushing the ball right now this time of the year?
What else are you going to do? What else are you going to do? You pack it in?
They're gonna pack it in and lose. That's what they're gonna do.
Just throw it in the dirt.
Yeah, and which means I'm picking Washington on this one. So
I'm picking Seattle.
I'm picking Washington too.
Nope, put me down for Seattle.
Quit agreeing with me, Ken. All right, let me write it down.
But they're so put me down for Seattle. Bad. I can't pick Seattle. They're so bad. They've had the thing about hey, I haven't been doing that tonight. What I really don't like about Seattle is who are their 2021 breakout players? Who is it on the Seattle roster that emerged in 2021 that they're going to be happy about in the future?
Metcalf a little bit.
Metcalf emerged 2 years ago.
No,
he emerged
he
last
proved
year.
himself a little bit.
Last year he finished top 5 in fantasy last year.
I think he proved this year that he's just going to be
every year
going forward. Yeah.
Well, no, I think we knew that though.
Okay.
So what I'm looking for,
reinforced it.
Okay. What I'm looking for is who do we know about this year today that we didn't know about 2 months ago from Seattle?
Oh, nobody.
They're having an awful year. And that's the thing. So,
and they don't have many prospects. You're not like,
That-
well,
that's
what
what-
about this guy?
That's
about
what
this
I'm
guy?
saying
It's like,
is they don't.
no,
They
yeah.
don't. Who are you excited about for Seattle?
Yeah, I think
and
they're in
when
for
you
a
have a
big
situation
transition.
like that going on, it's difficult to pick them in situations like this because they're just like, we're 12 weeks in.
So Russell's in a contract year,
I know,
right?
he wanted out already.
Does he go to Pittsburgh? Huh?
Tomlin's got a plan. He said, like when people asked him about the quarterback, what he was going to
man.
do for a quarterback in 2022.
If we get Russell Wilson
his
or Aaron
exact
Rodgers next
response
year.
was, "We have a plan."
Nice. One of those two guys, man. That's what I want.
It's Haskins, right? Haskins.
If he's our plan, my
Haskins
God.
is the plan. I know it.
I'll bet against that one, sir. Put it on the board.
I want it to happen so bad. I want to see it.
No.
I want to see it.
No.
I want to see your quarterback doing selfies with the fans after he scores a meaningless touchdown.
No, sir.
That's what I want to see. So what's next? We have that's all the games that we've done. What's
Hold
next?
on. We need to do one more. We need to do week 13 Thursday game.
Oh yeah, that's a good
okay.
idea. Yeah.
Yeah,
good
so
plan.
we have
That's a little difficult because we injuries and stuff like that. But who we have?
Dallas versus New Orleans.
I don't want to do that.
New Orleans. Oh,
So New Orleans is +5,
They're
and
in New Orleans, right? New Orleans just
they're at Caesars Superdome.
yeah. New Orleans just got pummeled by Buffalo.
honestly, there's nothing good coming out of New Orleans right now.
No,
As much as I'd love to pick them against Dallas,
Kamara might play, but I think they're going to sick 11 on him. And
Well, now, is there any chance that they switch over to Taysom Hill? If they go to Taysom Hill, that might give
makes it
their
worse.
offense. No, I don't think so.
against the
man.
Cowboys defense, it is.
Well, you know the Cowboy defense better than I do, and maybe that's a situational thing. But I think in general,
If you like,
I think
if you don't
Hill is the
have
quarterback,
so
so
if
better-
you don't, they are very good against teams that are one dimensional.
the Cowboys.
Yes.
Okay.
Where the only time that they struggle is when teams are actually able to block them up front. And I don't think the Saints can do that. Like, I don't think the Saints can block them up front. They don't have they have no weapons other than
they're
Kamara.
super hard to bet on right now. I think Hill gives them something
and
that
at
they
the
can.
same time, as a Cowboys fan, I'm nervous about the game because Sean Payton likes beating the Cowboys.
If he
he
brings in
pulls-
Hill, I think you should be nervous. If he's bringing out Simeon again, then enjoy.
They will. The Saints will do something that they haven't done all year.
What were we
Right.
saying?
Because
The first
time Sean Payton plays the Cowboys, he pulls out some new gadget play that he's not shown before.
Gotcha.
Like, he really enjoys sticking it to the Cowboys because they chose Jason Garrett over him.
So we
That's fact.
Oh shit.
Like that.
we talked
Already
about like something about Trevor Simeon over something the first time we talked about this. We're talking about like who do we think is really better, and I was saying Trevor Simeon. I picked Trevor Simeon.
If you're talking about fantasy wise, like for the you're talking about if we're talking about a pure fantasy perspective, you'd much rather have Taysom Hill start
For sure.
because you can start him and you can start Kamara, 100%. But if if Trevor Simeon starts, you don't know if you can start anybody because they can do exactly what they did on Thursday night.
And honestly, that's part of my point is that Kamara is the best person on their offense. Like he is easily their best
Not
player.
close. Yeah.
So Hill makes him better. Simeon does not.
Yes, I agree.
And so
Totally agree.
so Hill gives him a better chance to win if he's healthy.
Because Hill's a weapon. But the thing, I agree with that. Except for they're so close to the line of scrimmage, and I think that's where the Cowboys play well. Is they struggle? If you watched the game last night, Anthony Brown had 4 pass interference penalties against him. Where they struggle is downfield.
Gotcha. Yeah, and Saints are not going to push him downfield.
They're
That's not this year. That's for sure.
But it's difficult to bet against Sean Payton when he's playing against the Cowboys.
All right, put it on the board. We all agree with Dallas.
Yep, I think so. I think I'm gonna have to agree with Dallas on this one.
We'll give you the pleasure of putting it up there, man.
All right, yeah.
Mr. Cowboy, baby.
Whether we like it or not.
I always root against Kenny.
Easy to do.
Always root against him.
Easy to do.
Honestly, that's how you know when you're at the top of your league or whatever else is when everybody else is rooting against you. You're like, yeah, that's right.
Even if Kenny was at the bottom of the league, I would still root against him. I would kick the dead dog while he was down.
It's true. He would.
So one of the things that I'm going to do this year is I have a stocking up for Ken and Tequilla Bryan, right? Which Tequilla Bryan is new. And the whole point of it is to just like put some gifts in there to kind of fuck with them a little bit. It's not sentimental at all. I want to laugh at them and I hope they laugh with me. And, towards the end, right before Christmas or right after Christmas, whenever we do our Thursday reveal or we do our Friday, we'll open those gifts and they can, we can laugh, as something that we're going to be doing.
All right. Looking forward to laughing at myself.
Next week we should do a DraftKings lineup.
I am so down with that.
Yeah. Like we should all do it. I'll do a DraftKings lineup.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like versus each other?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, when I do DraftKings, I usually do tournament lineups. I'm more of a tournament guy on there. So, but I'll make up a cash lineup for you
not
guys.
head to head. Yeah.
I will absolutely come up with a lineup for Friday or on next Friday.
Yeah.
So
that'll be good.
I love doing DraftKings, Sunday DraftKings. I just haven't done one since Stafford's been so like fucking left and right.
I haven't been doing it this year, but I did last year a lot.
So you're talking to a guy. I've got DraftKings account. I've got a FanDuel account. I've got a Yahoo account. And yes, I'm playing every single one of them every week and throwing shit at the TV because of them. But yeah.
Yeah, I was really close last year. The week that Tampa Bay played Kansas City.
Okay.
And I had I think I can't remember exactly what the other hits on my lineup were, but I had I remember just needing Brady to have an average game.
Right.
And if you remember, that was the game where just they couldn't get right. And Tyreek Hill went off in that game. Tyreek Hill had 160 yards in the first quarter. And so that tilted all the other lineups and stuff because I wasn't playing Tyreek Hill. I had Tom and Mike Evans and Antonio Brown or something like that.
Right.
And maybe one other guy or something like that. But DraftKings is fun. DraftKings is a lot of fun because then you get like that. So I remember that day I had 6 lineups or something like that I was watching, and that was the one. And that one had completely gone off, and I was just watching that one game, and that feels good.
Dude. I play all year for that feeling. That one time, I'm entering 5 lineups, 6 lineups a week. And like I said, you usually lose in these big lineups.
Yes.
You have to pick perfect.
Yes. Oh yeah. Because even if you start a good lineup, you're middle of the pack.
Oh yeah, big deal. You make your money back or double your money. Who gives a fuck? But that one time a year, once or twice a year, where you're like, holy crap, there's 25,000 people in this tournament, and I'm 10th. Yeah. You know what I mean? And if this happens and this happens, I win $100 grand.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
And to be watching one game for it to happen.
Exactly.
Too.
It's in the fourth quarter, and you're like,
yeah.
Oh,
so
dude, that's
cool.
why I play.
That one was close, but that'll be fun. That'll be fun for us to get that started.
I like it.
I don't know about the whole wheel of shame for the person who comes in third, but we'll see.
We'll work it out as we go here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We'll get that worked out.
Let's see. You guys, who's your favorite waiver wire player?
Well, let's take a look at the waiver wire, right? Okay, so we're gonna go.
We can do it from our league because if the person's available in our league, they're probably available in other people's leagues.
Well, and that's what I'm saying is this week it's kind of a moot point because there was like literally nobody to pick up this week.
I saw that. It was
just
real slow. It was a
dead
slow
zone,
week.
man.
It was a slow week.
Slowest of the year by far.
Yeah.
So outside of quarterback, let me take a look at the top players that Yahoo.
Is there anybody sitting out there where you guys are like, I've just been waiting for this guy to maybe do a little something and,
Fuck no, I don't think so. I mean, you got D. Johnson, Houston running back.
David Johnson?
Yeah. S. Shepard for the New York Giants, wide receiver.
So that's an interesting one actually, because Sterling Shepard is like typically he's the highest PPR scoring wide receiver for the Giants typically. So it's interesting that he is sitting there because Galladay and Kadarius Toney, like I have Toney and Galladay is on my opponent's roster this week, and then you have Shepard just sitting on the waiver wire. So that's interesting.
Right next to Curtis Samuel.
Well, he's kind of out. They got him listed as out. Shepard.
He's had a quad injury, or they've had a bunch of soft tissue injuries this year. The Giants receivers have. They just haven't been able to stay healthy at all. Because if you actually just took their 1, 2, and 3, and we're like, hey, we're gonna line these guys up every single week against you, you'd be like, well, that sucks. I don't want to play against those guys.
Yeah.
Galladay, Shepard, and Toney. That's good. And then they've got Saquon Barkley out of the backfield, and Evan Ingram at the tight end position. There's on paper, they're very, very good.
They just need to put it together.
They just did, and that's
and at running back, Latavius Murray. I mean, he's probably going to take that number 1 role back, but I don't know how much that's worth right now. I mean, for Baltimore,
Latavius Murray is the
he'd
most
probably be
interesting
my
one.
number 1 pick. My number 1 pickup just for potential, and running back is a scarce position. But
it's for me, it's because you just expect him to get his job back when he actually starts. When they announce that he's going to be the starting running back,
look at
Freeman turns into a
the others
pumpkin.
have been doing. That would be my pick.
Let me see. Let me make sure. I don't have another one.
I don't like any of these guys.
I think that's the theme of the week right there.
I mean, I dropped D. Harris. He's up there.
So Chase Edmonds is sitting there. Chase Edmonds is an interesting one.
Chase is out there?
Yeah.
He's worth picking up on a prospect for later on in the year.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
No, I'm surprised he's out there.
For me, there's one name. There is one name that's out there that's really interesting, and that's Sony Michel.
He's only interesting if you have Henderson. If you have Henderson,
I don't think so.
Then I think he's a must-have on your bench. But other than that,
isn't Henderson iffy to play this weekend?
Let's check it out.
We didn't really talk about that, actually.
I didn't think so. I thought Henderson was good to go.
So I'm looking at this Pascal guy, right, for Indianapolis, and he's always stood out to me this year.
Fantasy villain, Zach Pascal.
No tag on Henderson, by the way. No injury tag.
No. Where did I hear that?
Why do I feel like Pascal's better than what he's done? I feel like Pascal's done better than what he's
their slot receiver, and he does good in certain matchups.
He steals touchdowns.
He burned me the other week because I thought he was going to do good against a weak cornerback that he was going up against, and Taylor took all the freaking touchdowns as he does. So I don't know. It's hard to go with Pascal.
You got Donovan Peoples-Jones out there. That's an interesting one as the Browns get their schedule.
For everybody who wants in on that Browns passing game.
The schedule lightens up a little bit. So,
which means Chubb is going to go off. That doesn't mean Peoples-Jones is going to go off.
Chubb and Kareem Hunt are going to go off. But there's slim pickings right now, actually, on the waiver wire in this particular league.
So do you guys, if I drop the Rams defense, do you guys think somebody's going to swoop that up?
I don't think so.
I don't know. I mean, honestly, I'd have to look at the rest of their schedule. I'd be somebody who would be like, "Oh, they're out there." And I'd look at the schedule to see.
A defense actually is probably the best player you could pick up right now in our league, and that's Philly.
For this week or for the future schedule?
Rest of the season.
Really? I don't know, man. Philly just doesn't seem like a team I'd want to be betting on, but
their defense is getting healthy. They've been playing better. Actually, I think somebody already got them.
I kind of feel like
they've got a
picking
good matchup this week.
Someone already picked them up.
Yeah, for this week, yeah.
I feel like picking up the Patriots defense kind of
Hernandez,
made me
I
look
think.
like a genius. Right now.
Dude.
And-
Fantastic.
But everybody else
Say
is
again?
fucking failing me.
Sorry?
Picking up the defense of Patriots, like
Oh, yeah.
my initial thought on when I drafted him was like Bill Belichick's supposed to be like the greatest coach of all time, and he's defensive minded. So I was like, you know what? I'll go ahead and pick up the Patriots, and they've done me good. But everybody else has kind of just shot me in the foot, you know.
Defense is
You got
tough.
the highest scoring team of the league, right? So you're not doing too bad, you know.
Everybody, when I play
Everybody
against
just
people,
shot me
they
in the
they
foot.
score just enough to beat me. Like that's everybody plays their best fucking match when they play against me. You know, that's kind of how
That was
the
me
vibe.
last year.
That's kind of the vibe right now.
There's always one team that happens to.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure last year. Last year it happened to Show Me Your TDC. I think he had, he was like the second or third highest scoring team in the league or something like that, but he had been outscored by 200 points or something by the end of the year.
That's rough, man. I'm living it right now, and it's like, you know what?
It's just bad
But
luck.
honestly, when I started this league, I was like, you know, as long as I don't get last, I'm happy. And then I started getting a taste of the playoffs, and I was like, you know, then I kind of raised my expectations, and
Absolutely, man.
and now I'm like sad that I might be sitting out on the outside watching in, you know. So sad.
Yeah, you guys are on the cusp. You gotta do something.
We got to beat you. We need you to lose.
Yeah, we need you to lose, Kenny.
That would help you. I'm looking at these waiver moves now. I have 21 more moves than 17.
Then the next person.
Murder Valiant has 43, and you have 39.
I was gonna say, I know I'm up there somewhere.
And nobody else has more than 21.
That's why nobody objected but us.
And I have 60.
Yep.
So I do want to get one thing straight. Are we allowing $100 payoff this for the last place team?
No.
No.
To get out of the
I
letter.
want them to write their
He's
letter.
bringing back. Yeah, he's
I
bringing.
want them to write the letter. The unicorn
It is so.
header.
But okay, I proposed that, what if 10 years down the line there were 9 letters and yours was the only one, wasn't there, would the $100 be worth it? But I didn't necessarily mean to say that we're always doing this, 100-word letter. That's just what I came up with last year.
Yeah.
But
we have not come
and
up
that's
with
the
something
punishment
this
for
year.
this year, right?
Huh?
Isn't that the punishment
I
for this
didn't.
year?
I didn't.
Oh, okay.
I hadn't announced it yet.
Well,
Do you
if
have-
we're going to announce something, we need to do it now
We
before
should,
last
okay.
place gets it. You know?
No, I agree. And actually, this is a
maybe we should come up with it for next week, or
So, considering the 11th and 12th place teams are playing each other this week, I think next week we should announce it.
okay. Yeah, I like that. I mean, we can't do anything too onerous since we're announcing it in the middle, but I mean, maybe them paying for food or
doesn't
on
even
draft
always
day
say-
or I don't know, or getting a tattoo on their ass, whatever it takes,
Listen,
I want the humiliation.
Listen.
It has to be.
I will never get a tattoo. ever kick me out of the league if you need to. That'll never be a
Okay,
thing for
well,
me.
I mean, would you be?
Listen, I think going forward, this league is already done going, but going forward, we need to know what the punishment is before the league starts.
No, you
Agreed.
don't.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, you don't.
No,
You
you-
gotta know at the beginning.
Oh no, the punishment's be too harsh. I'm out.
No.
Well,
If you're gonna throw
otherwise, when you're
something
in
out there
last
like
place,
tattooing, if you're gonna throw something out there like tattooing,
He said that.
I'm just
that
saying,
was me, but
I'm just saying, if you're gonna just start throwing
I didn't
shit like
say
that,
that.
out there, we need to know before. We need to know what we're getting ourselves into before the break.
That's fair. I didn't say
Okay.
tattoo.
All right,
I'm just talking about doing something embarrassing.
because I will give you guys all the middle finger if you guys tell me it's tattooing something. Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
you think we've covered the week this week, or
I think
Yeah,
so.
we have.
I believe we did.
You need to run off or what?
Oh, it's that time, man. I told the wife I'd be home half an hour ago.
Oh, yep. All right.
Well, now you know to project an hour later the next time around.
This is our first time, so now I know
Well,
better.
this is your first time.
That's well, our first time together, so now I know.
It's a good show, guys.
No,
Absolutely,
we had a great
man.
time.
Yeah, we had somebody, ask about, actual fantasy football advice and stuff like that. So it doesn't get any better than that, right?
Absolutely, man.
Yeah.
It'll only go up. I'm sure he'll come back next week.
I'm hoping that guy gets his trade, and Chris Godwin goes off this week, and that guy goes on a roll, wins the championship.
If we gave him good advice, he'll be back.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
If we gave him bad advice, he'd be like, "Fuck those guys. Fuck that cowboy."
That's just this week. I'll be wearing a different one next week.
All right, on,
So
guys.
are we calling it?
Yeah, I think so.
Are we calling it? Okay. All right, you guys. This has been Fantasy Football on Fridays with Ken and Cloud and Tequilla Bryan. And we'll see you guys all next Friday. I don't think any of us have anything stopping us from being here.
We'll be here.
So we'll be here. And you come say hi. Talk to you guys later.
See ya. All right, good stuff, guys.